What is going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. This is technically your Halloween edition of the Piledriver Pulse. Nobody's dressed up on here. Okay, we're probably just dressed up as wrestling fans. But I am Matt the Misfit. I'm got a lot of stuff to go through. But before I get to the plugs here, I can go ahead and get my plugs first before we introduce our special guest for this episode. Piledriver Pulse on Twitter, Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram, youtube.com/@MisfitWrestlingPodcast, Audible, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music. This show actually will be sponsored next month by my good friend Yumi Nakamura. She's got her band Iron Roses coming out with their next album. Steam Heart Chronicles coming out in December, so she's allowing me to promote that awesome album. I've heard it; it's incredible. She is awesome. She's a talented guitarist. So please do me a favor and check their stuff out. Links will probably be in the description below and stuff. But I'm here with a good friend of mine. I've had him on my show a couple of times. We've talked about Stardom. I was on the show this past Sunday for the watch along for Halloween Havoc. Say hello to BlitzBallChamp, aka Jason Ingram.
Greetings to all.
Yeah. So, yeah, this has been a wild week after I've read some stuff. I had to look into more of that stuff that you told me this past weekend about the ice rip and stuff. We're going to get into that. That's some crazy stuff that's been going on with that. We're also going to get into more matches were announced for Historic Crossover, which one match I was not that surprised they announced it, who the opponent was. It makes kind of a lot of sense. And then we're going to talk about this NIL program stuff that I guess is the new thing that dropped here, which I forgot. For some reason, I do not have up on my thing. I should have had that already. You bring that up. Well, you thought, because I didn't get to watch Dynamite, so might as well tell the people what you thought about the show.
Dynamite was pretty interesting. Finally, for the first time in their AEW careers, Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy have dethroned the Young Bucks and have finally become the AEW World Tag Team Champions for the first time. So, took a number of years, but milestone accomplished for Private Party. Therefore, they will stay together as a tag team.
It was kind of like last week. They kind of told you basically like they're absolutely winning the tag team titles next week.
Yeah.
The fact that they said, "Oh, if we lose, we're gonna split." I'm like, "No, you're not."
Yeah,
y'all can't afford to split right now. Y'all don't. The tag team division is not as it was back in the day. When I say back in the day, it makes it sound like they've been around for like years.
Yeah, like
crazy. I'm talking about AEW tag division, not them particularly.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, fair enough.
So, all right. Well, we might as well, before we get into the stuff where we like to talk about, which is the Joshi thing, we love talking about that. Let's talk about this WWE ID program that came out. What was it? Yesterday that this news broke?
Yep, yesterday.
So, Triple H sent out a tweet around, I don't actually know exactly the time he tweeted out here, which I can bring it up now, which is how I found out about it around, let's see if I can find it here. And I know it's in here a second. I know he had it up here. Did he delete it? Okay, maybe it wasn't yesterday.
Well, I have the site up.
Here it is. I found it. Okay, so it was yesterday, but I did find it. It came out around 9 o'clock in the morning. He said, so WWE announced that they had launched an ID program, a first of its kind developmental program designed to provide up and coming independent pro wrestlers a pathway to their potential career with WWE. Triple H put out a tweet quoting it, saying the level of talent in the independent scene is incredible, which is true. They're grinding away to make their dream a reality, and I'm excited for WWE to be on the forefront of supporting their journeys. WWE ID is to help identify and support and build the next generation. This is what the article said. WWE announced today the launch of it's the first of its kind. You know, that's basically what the tweet was. It says WWE. So basically, this tweet, this whole thing is like it's like their NIL program, but for independent wrestling.
Right.
And so schools that we know that schools and independent, technically one independent promotion that we know about is going to be in Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, Cody Rhodes' Nightmare Factory, Seth Rollins' Black and Brave Academy is going to be a part of it, Elite Pro Wrestling Training Center is going to be a part of it, and Knox Pro Wrestling from Los Angeles is going to be a part of it. Brendan Thurston put out actually a great a little inkling of this earlier today, saying that the intent of the WWE ID program is for the company to partner with both select training schools and indie wrestlers to establish their potential pathway to joining WWE. It's designed to parallel, like I said, the NIL program that elevates and recruits college athletes and whatnot. It says, as of now, the WWE ID contracts because apparently there are some are assigned to it, saying that as of now they can work wherever they want and will have no restrictions on match finishes, according to Thurston. He then followed up saying, and talking to people who are aware of how the WWE ID program works, Thurston said that WWE is only working with schools and not promotions as of now, even though they got Reality Wrestling, but that's also technically a school.
Right.
And said that that no financial support is currently going to those affiliated schools. So, what do you think about this whole thing? I don't mind it. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is like NXT UK." I'm like, no, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. There's definitely. I think it's a pretty neat idea. I do think there's a lot of confusion within the IWC. Like,
I mean, I get their concern. That yes, there is some concern going on because it is WWE, and we know how they like to play. But
right. And and you actually kind of addressed a question that I had about the whole contract
yeah,
situation. So that's really good. Um, I think it's really cool, and that's a pretty good starting 5 schools connected with this WWE ID designation, and then it'll be interesting to see when we'll start to see
yeah.
some names of WWE ID prospects. My main question is, depending on how this thing goes, could they consider taking this nationwide,
Well,
worldwide? Because I mean,
I was listening to Fightful's "Listen Your Boy" show. Listen Your Boy, and Jimmy Van was basically saying, so you remember back in like 2019, 2018, Triple H they were doing this press conference thing, and Triple H had the screen of a bunch of a map that had a bunch of places saying NXT on it, and it was like the global localization thing.
oh yeah, sure do.
So this is kind of like what Triple H was trying to envision before the pandemic said screw everything.
Right.
So this is kind of like that. But the one thing I do need to stress very quickly here is just because you'll get people, like for example, let's say, I know she's already signed, but I'm going to use Roxanne as an example, right? So
Sure.
let's say Roxanne came in was still with Reality Wrestling, and she was doing the the ID program. Just because she does that doesn't automatically mean at the end of this she's going to sign with WWE.
Right. Hmm.
This is if they want to sign with WWE. So
It's
this
a
is
path. It's a path they
yeah.
could take. Yeah.
But I don't mind it. I'll we're gonna see what it goes. We don't know how far Wells is gonna be involved with this here. I was under the impression like there, I know it says right now not promotions, but as later on, I feel like promotions will be a part of this at some point, and I can already see Mr. Ogawa getting involved in this stuff because he's already gotten, there's already a partnership there, and there is some new talent coming into Mario that would benefit from this type of program here.
Yeah, and not only that, even some of the current wrestlers, I mean, word of mouth travels. I mean,
Mhm.
they may know some schools that
Right.
might get tagged down the road. I mean, word of mouth
I mean,
definitely goes a long way.
this is not really like breaking, well, kind of. It's a very interesting type of news. When I found out who was following said WWE ID account, I was very surprised about it and very interested about it. Miss Megan Bain.
Megasis.
I'm telling you right now, they have to sign this woman. I don't know when. Like, they got to sign this woman next. I'm just saying.
Ooh, that would be.
If you want to get her part of the. I mean, I personally, I don't think she needs the ID program, but.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
But. And interestingly enough, there's already a name attached to it. Not like wrestling, doing the wrestling, but I mean, helping out scouting, and he's a very good hand because he's the one who helped sign Javon Evans, Gabe Sapolsky.
Ah, good old Gabe Sapolsky.
And I saw that name and like, that's a fantastic name to put in there.
Yes.
And I said, and I also said, you get William Regal in there, and I would not at all be surprised if CM Punk wanted to put his hand in there and try to help us as well. Imagine that. Gabe Sapolsky, CM Punk, and William Regal helping out that program.
That would be quite a triple threat. I've been a fan of Gabe Sapolsky ever since the Dragon Gate USA.
And he ran Ring of Honor for a while too.
Did Ring of Honor as well. I miss when he did the Book It cams.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's some great stuff. That is some good stuff to go on about there. Speaking of WWE, I can't tell if this is a real injury or not, but I'm kind of upset that seems like they're gonna prolong this boring story all the way to WrestleMania. That's Rhea Ripley. Found out earlier today.
Yeah.
That, WWE tweeted out, developing story following last night's brutal, quote unquote, attack at the hands of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez out in the dreaded NXT parking lot. That damn NXT parking lot.
Yep.
Rhea Ripley has suffered a fractured right orbital socket and will be out of action for an undisclosed amount of time. Even though, and looking at this X-ray, it's clearly not it's not the X-ray of Rhea Ripley, but
yeah.
Then PW Insider tweeted out. Well, they didn't tweet out, but they put out a report. Rhea Ripley does have an actual injury, behind the ongoing story with Liv Morgan, but no confirmation on the specifics at this time. Like this storyline has been plagued with injuries.
Yeah. I was talking about this to a few friends of mine, and there was even the idea of once again, because she's done it once before, her winning the Royal Rumble.
I don't want that. I really don't want that. But
I don't
like
either.
Do it.
But I got a feeling that could happen. So
I knew this was going to happen. I tried to tell people before this story even took place. I'm like, this story is going to be horribly booked. And what happened? Here, if it was me, you either book her, you either have her come back in time for a Saturday night's main event, book the match there, or at the Royal Rumble, or on that first Raw on Netflix, and have her win the title back there. There's got to be a different match for WrestleMania. I just don't want to see this at WrestleMania. There's a very good chance that Dominic Mysterio is going to be the referee too.
Yeah, and yeah. Oh, that would.
So, but some lighter note, we got some stuff out of the way. Let's go into some it is lighter news when it comes to one Chris Bay.
Ah, yes.
So we found out on Sunday because when we were on the live watch along for Halloween Havoc, in the middle of that, we found out earlier that Vikingo hurt his ankle. Apparently was the same. The dude needs to slow down, but did hurt the same ankle that he just came back from, which is insane.
Oh, it was the same ankle.
Yeah, it was the same ankle. That was, I believe Sean Ross Sapp did confirm that was the same ankle that he hurt that he just came back from.
Ugh.
Man has bad luck.
Yeah.
And then later on, we found out that, and not that Fakingle's injury wasn't serious, but a more serious injury took place with Chris Bay and him seemingly have broken his neck and had to have immediate neck surgery.
Yes.
And we did get the update on Monday, which I did talk about on the Raw review, that he is in good spirits, which is good. And then Chris Bay actually put out an update via TNA Wrestling saying, I just want to take a few moments to extend my heartfelt thanks and deepest appreciation for those who, and for so much for the past few days, or some congratulating us or whatever what we were doing. From everyone from TNA Wrestling to the incredible medical staff in Detroit, to my family, friends, and fans around the world. I know you have been praying for my full recovery from an in-ring accident that this past Sunday. Monday was day one for my journey, for me on this journey, which I know will be a long, challenging one. Thanks again for the love and support. Please keep the prayers coming. So that is some good news. But we do wish him a speedy recovery. Man, that has automatically changed his life for a while. So.
Yeah, those neck injuries are no joke. But shout outs to all the fans and wrestlers for the support. I know he had a GoFundMe page, and they just went in like so quickly.
I know Edge sent in some money. Chris Jericho, I think Cody Rhodes did too. So thoughts and prayers to one Chris Bay. I hope he comes back so much better than he was getting unfortunately injured. So
indeed, the ultimate finesser.
But now we gotta go to sort of a sad note. El Phantasmo. Yeah. So
that was
yesterday. That one. Yeah. So I did talk about that a little bit on the NXT review. Which, by the way, check out the NXT review. That NXT show last night was insane. Okay.
Indeed.
But El Phantasmo, so New Japan put out a tweet, New Japan's global account there. I think it was, I don't know if their Japanese account did, but I know their English one did, saying that El Phantasmo to take some indefinite leave due to health concern. El Phantasmo did put out a statement in both English and Japanese. We're going to read the English one because I don't understand Japanese very well, unfortunately. I'm learning. I'm almost getting there.
I'm still a beginner myself.
You gotta go to Japan too, so you better hurry.
Yeah, I gotta get on the grind.
Yeah. So here's what El Phantasmo said. He said, just wanted to get this out of the way so everyone doesn't worry about me. The last 2 weeks I've had a bunch of scans and tests done, and doctors have found a little tumor of cancer. Ooh, that's not good. Things are thankfully happening real fast, which is good. But I have an amazing family, friends, and fans by my side. I am so grateful to have let me try it again. I'm so grateful to have the support of the Warriors who have gone through the same thing before, and I look forward to those next. I look forward to help those going through it next. Basically, was it. Believe me when I say I'm in good spirits. I'm not nervous, worried, or scared. Please send your love and prayers to my brother Chris Bay. He needs it much more than I do right now. My dream of staying beside Hiroshi Tanahashi defending New Japan Pro Wrestling it's still happening. Or will still happen is what he said. It's just impossible to say when. My fighting spirit has never been strong, and I promise when I'm ready, I'll be back stronger than ever. Much love, ELP. So
you just gotta love the fact that he just, even in the midst of what he's going through, hey, thinking about others, focus on others.
Is like one of those. Well, like the people I know who have met ELP say he's one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. So yeah, have you met ELP yet?
No, I would love to. I've heard a lot of great feedback, and it doesn't surprise me that even the Japanese crowd has really taken to a liking to him.
Yeah, I know you've met a few members of the new and old Bullet Club. I did. Unfortunately, when I went to your Instagram, I saw you met the Switchblade himself. So,
Oh yeah,
which I didn't know about.
yeah, met him twice. Really cool
You
dude.
were in the presence of the man who single-handedly sold out Madison Square Garden.
Yep, still the
So,
Switchblade era.
so yeah. Speaking of Switchblade, how are you digging his babyface run in AEW?
Um, I feel like it's still kind of brewing, but I don't. It doesn't quite measure up to him as a heel, but it's still
Oh,
brewing.
it is also something new he's trying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically he did do a babyface run in New Japan, but this is that was a different Jay White though.
Right.
So, and fans really liked it. The fans seem to be taking a liking to this version of Jay White. So, we'll see. I do know that him and Hangman Page is going to have another match at Full Gear, which should be good because their match at Wrestle Dream was fantastic. So,
Yeah.
so
And also another note, so originally ELP and Tanahashi were gonna compete
I
together
did
at
mention that
Power
on this.
Struggle.
Yeah, I did mention that
So
on the NXT review last night. I forgot who it was. I think it was like Bolton something or other, filling in for him.
oh, so they did update it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. New Japan did put out the. Hang on. Yeah,
Cool.
So they did. Yeah, it was Bolton Oleg is going to be taking his place.
Oh, okay. Familiar face for
So
Tanahashi.
yes, he's going to be teaming
Yeah.
with Tanahashi on Toriano and Taguchi and Daya on the November 2nd show, and then just teaming with Tanahashi on the show in Osaka.
Sounds like a plan.
So I think like so there was another match announced for Full Gear tonight, right?
Uh,
I believe there was.
Mox and Orange Cassidy.
Oh, yippee!
Yeah, for the AEW World Championship.
Nothing against Orange Cassidy, but that's not a world title main event. Well, I mean, we might do I might as well do some predictions later on when we get to what's that show that's coming up on Saturday? Oh, Crown Royal or whatever they're called.
So we got Crown Jewel and we got Power Struggle on Monday technically.
I will bring, yeah, because I might not be able to do the power. Okay. So I'm gonna bring that card up and we'll use that later. We'll do that thing later, right?
Cool.
Let me get to the other power if I can find 2024. There we go. There we go. That was easy. All right, so let's go into this big freaking story about. Actually, before we get into the ELP story, we just talked about that one. Momo Watanabe, who will be challenging Mayu Iwatani, which should be at I almost said Wrestle Dream. No, she's not wrestling at Wrestle Dream. That show has already happened.
Right.
She might wrestle at Wrestle Dynasty. We don't know. I'm almost certain she would be on that show. But she will be wrestling at Historic Crossover, which is the next big Stardom show coming up. Technically, even though it's also a New Japan show. Anyways, she will be challenging the icon Mayu Iwatani for the IWGP Women's Championship. This is, I don't know, I think I've lost count of how many singles matches they've had against each other at this point.
Man.
But they've wrestled each other quite a bit.
Yep. And this will be Mayu's 8th title defense.
So Momo talked about Mayu as the IWGP Women's Champion, which I'm surprised she said something nice about her in this instance. She says, I feel like Mayu has been. Oh well, okay, maybe not. She started off. Mayu has been lacking lately.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she's had a belt for a year and a half, she hasn't defended it very often, which is not that told. She's not wrong. To be honest, I don't think she has time for the IWGP title. Probably,
it's like it's been every 2 months or so that she defends it, something like
Mm.
that.
Well, it's not her fault. Like I can tell you right now, it's not her fault. But
Right,
there's another thing to. So here's an interesting thing from that same article. She said she wants to be the new icon of Stardom. She says, I think Iwatani wants to quit being an icon soon, so I'll become the icon and take the burden off her shoulders. The joint event, the Start crossover, will be the graduation ceremony of the icon, which I love that line, by the way. There was another thing she said. Here we go. So this is from the press conference, which is a very interesting. This is her technically being sort of nice here. My first championship match was with Mayu for the ICV title, and even though I might have beaten you in the 5-star or for the white belt, I've never once thought of I've surpassed you, which is something very interesting. And then there was another statement she said. I can't find for some reason. But she made a statement about cheating. Oh no, that's Mayu Iwatani. Never mind. So what did you think about Momo's interview that she gave with? I think might have been Tokyo Sports, but yeah, it was Tokyo Sports.
Definitely. I feel like it was straight to the point, and I can't say that I was really surprised by her words. If anything, like I know for a long time, a lot of people are just clamoring for her to have another singles title run. And
you included. We all both.
Yeah. So I was thinking of one, I think she's definitely worthy of becoming IWGP Women's Champion.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, it also makes me wonder, say she does win,
Right.
could this be the clue that we're inching towards Mayu's exit?
Well, I don't know because they've also laid the groundworks for Azumi to be one to get it because she still hasn't gotten her shot against Mayu.
And that's the tricky part about it because, like you said, Azumi, who has pinned Mayu most recently in the 5-star Grand Prix, which was an awesome match.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, it's interesting because Mayu also said that she. So at one point, Momo accused her of cheating. Mayu was like, "Oh, what are you talking about? I didn't do any of that." Basically, which I don't know if she did or not. I don't remember the match that well. Maybe she did. I don't know. She said it happened in the 5-star, so I don't know. But it's very interesting. We'll go with the rest of the new matches. We might as well talk about that while we got it because I just mentioned Momo Watanabe. So it seems like, and I could be wrong, but it seems like that's going to main event that show because the way they've presented it, as of right now, it doesn't seem like anything else makes sense to main event that show other than the IWGP Women's title.
Yeah, which it was up for grabs.
They could main event with Zach and Micah versus Despy Kid, but which that, by the way, that tweet that Desperado put out this morning, I was like, whose wedding is he talking about? Because it did seem like I don't think Kid is the one who got married here.
Oh nah, I wouldn't think so either.
But I thought it was adorable that basically bro and sis went to a wedding.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what kind of combo masks they have.
That'd be great. That'd be great. But speaking of that show, 2 new matches were announced for that show. We do know that.
Yes.
Obviously, we just mentioned it. Hopefully, Micah and Zack Sabre Jr. have some incredible name for that. They probably won't because they'll be both lazy about it.
Most likely.
Though I cannot wait to see Micah try to convince Zack Sabre Jr. to drink on the job.
Oh my God.
She's going to want to try that.
Yeah, I could see it. I could definitely see it.
But they will take on the team of Despy Kid, El Desperado, who's making his return after his I forgot what surgery he was supposed to have, but I think it was something on his leg, right? Or was it?
I think it was leg. I definitely think it was leg.
I know it wasn't a major surgery, but it was a surgery that was supposed to keep him out for a couple months, which I believe cost him the best of the Super Junior tournament.
No, he won it. He won it.
No, not that tournament. There was another. Did they just have another tournament afterwards?
I remember he dropped the belt, but
okay, that's probably what it was. Well, so he's making his return there. We also know that Clark Connors and Tekla is going to take on Taichi, and Natsupoi, Momo, and Mayu is going to have, which I think is going to be a banger of a match, by the way, for the IWGP Women's style. And then 2 new matches that were announced. We kind of speculated what Natsuko Tora was going to do on the show on Sunday. So,
oh yes.
And then we found out, because I kind of said, it wouldn't surprise me if some Natsuko Tora teams up with somebody from either House of Torture or Bullet Club. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what's going to happen here. It's going to be Natsuko Tora and Saya Kamatani, who I saw her Halloween tweet earlier. I'm like, Saya, just stop that. She somehow, I don't know what it is. When she goes back to her baby face, it's gonna be. I kind of don't want her to get rid of this look here because she looks so elegant in this look now. It's growing on me.
Oh, her Phoenix Queen look.
Her Dark Phoenix thing is growing on me.
I'm definitely getting used to it myself. It's
you know what? Yeah. I want her to. I don't even want have her be a kind of like what Utami was, where she wasn't really a baby face, but she wasn't a heel.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
More like an anti-hero, but not because I know Bubble's going to be that same thing too. So
right,
because I mean they might still pull off my whole thing because Saya Kamatani may not even get the title match at Dream Kingdom with how that last show at Stardom played off of. So,
oh yeah.
So we'll talk about that. But they will team up against Drilla Maloney and Gabe Kidd, which is a very interesting pairing there. Taguchi and Hiroshi Tanahashi will team with Wingori. And actually, let's talk about this match here. What do you think about that pairing?
Interesting choice of pairing. Wingori, Taguchi, and Tanahashi. Definitely not one I would have thought of myself, but I'm very curious to see. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some shades of comedy. I mean, being that you have Ryusuke Taguchi in the mix. Yeah. So I expect that. I feel like Gabe Kidd, Drilla Maloney, Tora, Saya Kamatani, I mean, it's a good combo. I feel like they have the advantage.
Isn't Drilla Maloney and Gabe Kidd the tag team champions?
No. It was Drilla Maloney and Clark Connors, but they lost to the Intergalactic Jet Setters.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I remember seeing one of those two with the tag team titles recently, but
yeah, Gabe Kidd is the strong open weight champion.
And so I see now. I kind of want to see Hanan do the air guitar.
Oh yeah, the Tanahashi air guitar. Yeah.
And then a match I'm not actually surprised that it is happening. So when the first batch of matches were being announced for the show, Great Khan came out, which on Nagoya Golden Fight show that happened.
Yes.
So we all of us watching like, well, what is Great Khan doing on this show? And then he comes like, you know what? I want to wrestle somebody from Stardom for my title. It's in the rules. I can do whatever I want with this title. So
right.
I think it was yesterday morning. We have an opponent for Clark Connors, or not Clark Connors, for Great Khan. And actually, I'm not even when it was announced who it was. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Dude, I was very surprised. Actually, I mean,
Suzuki.
Good old crazy girl Suzu.
Suzuki I love Suzu so much. So like she went up to his face and he tried to get a handshake and she's like, like
Yeah, with
and then Grail Khan just like, nope. I'm like, this is good. This is gonna be a weird thing for the fans at that show because they're not used to seeing an intergender match, like a singles intergender match between New Japan wrestlers and Stardom wrestlers. So I think this is the first too. So
yeah, and everybody might as well get ready because I have a good feeling we are going to see Suzu bleed, which we haven't seen in a while. Call back to her prominence days. I mean, we
I know
know
Suzu kind of wanted to get away from this, but you know, this is a once. I mean, we don't know if they're gonna ever do this type of match again. So excuse me.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be, you know, listen. Everyone likes to make fun of Great Khan. It's the fun thing to do, right? But this might actually be really fun. So,
Yeah, I'm very curious, and with this being hardcore rules, I mean, this is right down Suzu's alley. I mean, I know it's been a while, but I mean, it's still in her. But
we've seen the shades of that. Okay.
yeah.
So, so
Man, now that's definitely somebody I would love to meet, just to see kind of what she's like outside of that.
well, you might. I mean, depending on what that likes when you get to Japan, they might actually do meet and greets for that.
Yeah, I noticed from some of the tweets that like different wrestlers have been doing pre-show autograph signings and such. Like Fukuoka
Yeah,
Double
I
Crazy
know
did some.
they do that quite a bit.
Mhm.
I think it's always been a thing for Stardom, even when Rossi was in charge. So, which if that's the case, that's good stuff. So you know what? Before we get into that I almost said power struggle, the ice ribbon stuff, because that's a big story.
Yes.
Let's go into the Goddess tournament here. So we got so let's see. We've only got 2 nights already been in the books, right?
Yes. And they do have
Night
their
3 is supposed
next.
to be going on in maybe right. It's either happening now or about to be happening. Maybe an hour or so, maybe. I know it's not going to be live on their subscription service. I guess it's a VOD. I think what it is.
Yeah. Yes. VOD.
So you got the more latest updates on the brackets, right?
Yes. Here, let me bust that out.
Well, while you do that, I'm going to go through the tournament matches that took place. Because I completely forgot to talk about the Goss Tag League the last time I did the Piledriver Pulse.
I got it open whenever ready. So yeah.
Okay, so the non-tournament matches on night 1, which took place on what was it? Last
26.
This past Saturday was Maika, Mina Shirakawa, and Hanako. They defeated the team of Suzuki, Sayada, and Rina Yagami. That was a match there. That was actually a lot of fun, actually, if I'm being honest. And then Starlight Kid, and this is something because we talked about it a little bit. Not Suzuki, Starlight Kid, and Haruka, the former oh my god, what was the character she played? Karma. That's what it was. They went to a double disqualification with Momo Watanabe and Rina.
Yes.
One of the points of that match, and I talked about it, was Momo going to choke Haruko, but she didn't want to do it. She was conflicted.
Uh-oh.
You saw the look in her. I saw the tears in her eyes when she was doing it too. So, all I'm saying is, Natsuko better watch the hell out.
That's got to account for something.
Natsuko's got to watch the hell out when we get to December. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. You think you may be trusting Momo and Saya right now. You may come to regret that decision. But So that's some interesting stuff there. Night 2, I believe there's only two other. Yeah, so night 2 also had the Dump Matsumoto, which is, I thought that was weird to have, just randomly had Dump Matsumoto and Zap on the show. I thought they already advertised that match. Or not the advertised that match, they advertised the show. Which is all right. You know, I did go back and watch it the second time. It's still not my favorite show, but you know, I'm still waiting for that. I kind of want to see them do a Dark Side of the Ring episode on the Akira Yusukawa Yoshiko.
Oh, the incident.
Yeah, because if you're gonna touch FMW, you know,
that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Because even I did watch that one Vice show where they were talking about it. Where they did, I forgot what it was, but it was a show on Stardom, and which, by the way, it irritated me every time that guy mispronounced Io's name wrong and Kyrie's name wrong. It bothers me when they do that. When they say Carrie and Io.
Carrie and.
Anyways, they did talk about a little bit, and there still really isn't a reason for it. Even acting, she's the most recent interview she does. She's talked about it. She doesn't understand it. So, which she is. I don't know how she got her face messed up and still looks stunning. I don't get it.
It was definitely incredibly difficult to watch.
Yeah. But this was an interesting. What was that? A 10-woman tag match here. The first two matches that happened happened quickly because some of the competitors in both matches had to immediately leave the building to get to another building for Oz Academy. So,
good call.
So, but not Natsuko, Dump Matsumoto put over Natsuko Tora very hugely in the post match promo.
Yes, she did.
Basically, what she called the new Queen of Villains, is she called, which is at this point is very accurate. I mean,
it's fitting. It's fitting.
Oh, I just moved my camera there. There we go. Oh, let me fix that. Even though it's not going to matter, but no one's seeing our faces. Anyways,
gotcha.
What was I going to say? Oh, it seemed to me, I don't know about you, but it seemed to me like they kind of set up Pam's next challenger for the red belt. I don't know about you. I feel like you don't do that unless she's getting another crack at the title.
I see.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, now are we talking Micah again? Or?
No, Natsuko Tora.
Oh, Natsuko Tora. Oh, well, being that she had such a short reign, or now the shortest reign, yeah, I could see it.
I mean, the way they kind of presented it as if she was going to be next in line, and they kept even going to Tam's face too. So
yeah.
So I've been on the I don't know about you, but I've been on the bandwagon that it should be Saya getting the title match at Dream Queendom. But I've also been saying for months, ever since the whole thing with whatever that show was, the conversion, I said it screamed like they were going to do Natsuko Tora in the main event and Momo and all them involved. Right. I originally had it as Toro going all the way to Dream Queen. That's what a lot of people thought was going to happen, right? Mm-hmm. Just to set up, because to me it made a lot of sense for it to be at the time before Tam decided to be, Hulk Hogan.
Dang, that's one way to pull it.
And don't come at me, Tam fans. All right, it's a joke. Lighten up.
You might want to have your guard up because they coming.
Anyway, I said because when she was next in line to face Mike, I'm like, she's absolutely winning the title. There's no, you don't build her up the way you're doing, and then her not win the title, right? So she wins the title. Not Tam. What's her face? Saya turns on Micah, and I'm like, okay, because when that happened, everyone lost their godforsaken mind over it.
Yes.
And I'm like, chill, guys. I see the vision. Well, at least I thought I saw the vision, and then Cam Hogan decided to be like, nope. So, but the vision I first saw was, which could still happen, by the way. The vision of Saya and Momo in on it together to screw over. Not Nakano. What is the heck? Tora.
Tora. Yeah.
Now that could still happen, right? Without the same, because I don't know. I don't know when they're going to do this title match, but I am still thinking that some way, shape, or form, Natsuko's getting screwed over by either Saya or Momo at the end of the year. Somebody's getting screwed over by the two of them.
I see.
But that's, but we'll see. We don't know because we don't know what's going to happen now because now that main event's up in the air. Because at first, that was the idea, and then I thought, well, Tam's got the championship, so now they might actually do Tam and Saya because the easy way to do that was have Saya win the freaking 5-star, which I love Micah, I really do. Micah's the next person. I still feel like Saya should have won the tournament.
Yeah, it would have been a big deal for her. Yeah.
Well, not just that, storyline, logically, it would have made a perfect sense for her to do that. So she could, quote unquote, avenge, in quotation marks, avenge, not really avenge, Natsuko Tora, even though she would actually be doing it for herself and saying, F you. But, and then I'm like, they're going to give Micah the title match back. I'm like, well, just give her the title back then if you're going to do it that way. Because I'm all, like, this title run, like I said, I knew this is basically like the first title run. It's uneventful. For Tam Nakano.
Very much so.
Like, sure, she's had one good title match, which was with Micah.
Yeah.
She's had one title defense since winning the title, by the way, if you notice that.
Yes, this is true. And I already wasn't feeling that first run, especially considering they sacrificed Mina's white belt run for it. But
so whoever is challenging Tam if it's anyone who's challenging Tam at Dream Queen other than Natsuko Tora should win the title from Tam. And I say other than Natsuko Tora because if it's Natsuko Tora, then Natsuko should be screwed over by members they hate. Just saying. So, but then the other things that happened on that show was the 6-woman tag match, which was supposed to be one of the tag league tournament matches, but Suzu fell ill.
Yes.
So I think it was supposed to be her, not Micah. Suzu and Starlight Kid were supposed to take on. Oh my God, who was it? Was it Hanako and somebody else, or was it somebody else? Who am I thinking of?
It could have been Hanako and Micah, or no?
It was somebody, and I don't remember who it was. But anyways, it ended up being a 6-woman tag. Kids started. This is a very weird combination of people. It was a 6-woman tag match, a 3-person team of 3 people from different factions.
Which was
Mina
odd.
from EXV, Sai Kamatani from not Sai Kamatani, the other Saya, Saya Ida.
Oh, Saya Ida, yeah.
From Stars, and leader of Neo Genesis, Starlight Kid.
Starlight
They
Kid.
ended up taking on the team of Peach Rock. No, that was a different match. Never mind. Hina, Lady C, and Rina Yagami. So it might, you know, it might have been Rina and Tomika that they were supposed to face.
Ah, I see.
Maybe.
Which
I don't know. Wait, what block are they on? Are they on the same block?
let's see. Hina and Lady C, they are in the Blue Goddess block, and Tomoka. Actually,
Oh
Tomoka,
no,
Inaba, and
they're on
Rani
different blocks.
Gami,
Never
they're
mind. Okay.
yeah, they're on
So
different blocks. Yeah.
okay, so it would have to be somebody. I'm trying. You know what? I think it might have been. You know, and I'm more thinking. I think it was May Sarah. Yeah, it was May Sarah and Kohaku.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, I think it was because then we ended up getting a high speed title match. That kind of makes more sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or something. So, where I just had the where did here we go. Okay, so they defeated the team of God's Eye. So it was a fun little match there. That's what that was. So Starlight Kid just getting in the groove, which is fun thing to see. Though I did laugh at Saida coming out to pretend to dance.
Oh yeah, just kind of behind Mina and Starlight Kid. Yeah.
That was funny. She's unironically funny. That's I'm just gonna say her right now.
I still think it's crazy how that one show she threw her hoodie all the way up into the rafters, and they had to get the big pole to get it down. I was just like, dang, Saya.
Was it the big pole or was it Hatsuki stepping up there?
Oh, that was the first time. The second time they had to use the pole because it was at a higher up venue.
Maybe she just should stop throwing it up in the air.
Yeah, or like throw it behind her shoulders and not straight up.
It's like it reminds me of okay, who's that wrestler? It reminds me of when Lex Luger used to do that with his cutaway pants, and you just throw him up in the air. Thankfully, they would be in an arena, so he wouldn't have to worry about getting stuck in the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly.
So then we had the main event, which I did go back and watch it. It was outstanding. May Sarah defeating Yuna Mizori for the ISP Championship. That was great stuff.
To this day, best match for Yuna Mizumori. Like,
well, if you
for
have
somebody that's
look, if you end up having a bad match with May Sarah, something is desperately wrong with you.
I mean, but with the fact that she's not really a high speed wrestler, she really impressed me. I mean, she did a tope suicida. She, definitely kept up. And, May Sarah, she's like,
I mean, there's a lot of people who've challenged for the high speed title that wasn't really a high speed wrestler. Like,
true.
We've had a 2-time champion who was never a high speed wrestler. So,
Saki Kashima. Yeah.
So yeah. So now we got the tag league tournament matches. We've had, I believe we had, if we get rid of the two matches, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on night one, and then like 1, 2,
3 on
4.
night 2.
No, it was 4 because you had.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that was 11 seconds long.
Oh yeah, the one red match. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So first one, Restart, which I'm surprised they're still going with that name. Which I'm actually more surprised they went with that name when they had Kyrie on that team. I don't know why they went with that name, but they did. But Restart defeated May Sarah and Kohaku. They ended up getting 2 points on the board. So they were the first team to score points on the red block. Or not the red block. No, blue block.
Blue block. Mm-hmm.
The Goddess tournament. There's a lot of tournaments going on this year. So what did you think about the first of, I guess, like, what, 9 matches that they've had?
Thought it was pretty solid. I definitely am starting to dig the combination of May Sarah and Kohaku. Kohaku is one of my favorites in Pro Wrestling Wave, so it was pretty easy for me to fall in love with that combo. I mean, hey, Poi and Seriano. I mean, what can I say? They gel so
I
well.
believe they're former Goddess champions, right? No,
Yes.
no. As a team, they were Goddess champions as a team.
Yes.
Okay, okay. I could.
Yeah.
I know they were hardest champions because they won them with once with Tim and then another, and then again with Kyrie. So I know that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, one of the things I like about Stardom's tournaments. Sometimes they do frustrate me, but I do like that they do leave maybe like 3 or 4 spaces out for like somebody from another company, like Kohaku coming in from Pro Wrestling Wave, and then like with Anna Jay coming in from AEW during the 5-star. So I like that about that. Yeah, I agree with this match here. But the one that's kind of surprising me is the team that is currently undefeated in the tag league. That is Waka Tsukiyama and Rian.
Reckless Fantasy.
Which is insane because a lot of people are questioning this decision of having them team.
Including me.
Well,
I'll eat crow on that. I'll eat crow on that.
They defeated the lovely Lady C and Hina, who I'm trying to figure out who is the. I'm pretty sure right now, Devil Princess is the youngest team in this tournament, right?
I believe.
Actually, technically no, because Hina and Rena are the same age. Forget what I said there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, because they're both twins, so
yes.
Never mind. Forget I said that. But yeah, that surprised me a little bit. Well, not this win per se, because I kind of figured Lady C unfortunately Lady C is always on the losing end of things. But yeah, it is surprising. I don't think they're going to win the tournament. I don't know who well, we'll get to that, but let's see who else is on that block here. I think because again we mentioned this the other day. Like, there's a good chance that Neo Genesis are no, not what they call themselves, the
I believe it's some say Mad Tiger Girl. I've also heard Crazy Tigress, but
I don't know. I think Crazy Tigress is a better name.
Yeah.
But they could they haven't had they were supposed to have their first tag match the other day, but they didn't. But I can see them winning it. But we'll get into that in a little bit here in a second. But then we had another Blue Star match. Actually, this whole show was outside of the 2 non-tournament matches were all Blue Block matches. Shuri and Saki Kashima defeated Sai Queen, Konami, and Sai Kamatani. This was sort of Shuri's payback on Konami, getting her payback there. It was fine. It was all right.
Yeah, they're gonna be going at it for a while.
They Shuri and Saki Kashima now have 2 points. I also should mention Waka and Yan also have 2 points. So tied at the top, Restart, EXV, and God's Eye, members of God's Eye, right? So. So I can't wait to talk about the match Sai Queen had the second night, because oh yeah.
Yeah.
Peach Rock.
Whew.
Peach Rock defeated Azumi and I was a Starlight Kid. I would have been so used to saying that if they were the team, but I'll get over it. Okay.
Yeah.
They defeated Azumi and Miyu Amazaki. Nice to see nice to see Momoko actually win some things. I'm sorry, Momo.
Yeah, she looked very emotional after that victory.
I'm not surprised because her win-loss record in Stardom is not great.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I thought this was good. 3 minutes and 13 minutes and 40 minutes seconds. Not 13 minutes and 40 minutes. That would have made no sense. Yeah. So, yeah. I saw that. So were they all right? So what did you think about this match?
I definitely thought it was a lot of fun. I love the synergy with Mayu and Komomo. Like I said, if there was ever a time where they could be tag team champions, I think that would be fitting for Momo Kogo to, win her first belt. And I really think it's pretty cool to see, kind of a more built trust
Right,
between Mayu and Momo.
right,
I do kind of feel for O2 line though, because I mean they've been teaming longer,
right.
and I know Miyu had her big moment winning the future belt, but just yeah, them starting off with a loss, that one stung. That one stung.
Right. Well, but what I did like about this is it continues the tease of the potential match between Mayu and Asumi for the
True.
hopefully, depending on what happens in a Star crossover, for the IWGP title. So
Hmm.
we'll see on that end. Main event. I'm assuming the show was in Fukuoka. Oh
Show number one,
yeah.
Shinjuku.
Okay, so I a very odd choice that they had uh, Hazuki and Koguma main event of the show, but it's fine. So they defeated the team of Natsuko Tora and Ruroka. This is actually one of Ruroka's better matches that I've seen here.
Right.
I enjoyed it, but I didn't. They're gonna so Hazuki and Koguma are gonna get a couple wins here. They may or may not go to the finals. That's way down the line. We'll see.
Hmm.
But I enjoyed this match. I like Hazuki. I don't like Hazuki. I love Hazuki. You know how I praise
Oh yeah.
Hazuki a lot. If you
Oh
don't
yeah.
love Hazuki,
Absolutely.
something's terribly wrong with you. I like Koguma, the Koguma bear. Everybody
Yeah.
loves that bear.
The Kuma.
Maybe the later down the line, a certain somebody will not. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
I
gonna
do.
break everyone. That's gonna break everyone's heart.
Huh.
But I'm looking forward to it just to see how people react.
Oh, that's gonna hurt so much.
Yep. And Natsuko Tora in Ruroka. So what did you think about this match? I enjoyed it.
Of course, any match that has Fukuoka Double Crazy is definitely gonna be enjoyable for me. Um, I definitely, it's good to see BMI 2000 back together again. I
Yep.
mean, Natsuko and Ruoka, I felt like was a good combo when they first started teaming up, and I do expect them to, kind of go on a surge, hopefully soon. Uh, Whether they make top
Right.
three out of the red block or not is up in the air, but I'm really glad to see them back together, and I felt like they both looked good. Like you said, Rucka, had a great match in this tag match. I just felt like the
Right.
stronger team won, but it wasn't a gimme.
Right. I know that they were supposed to team last year, but I believe it's because Starlight Kid got injured, and they had this. A lot of people got injured because Utami was out, Julia was out,
Oguma.
Koguma was out, and Starlight Kid was out, and I think Azumi was out too, and they had to shuffle things around. So
Yes.
so which is why we didn't get oh my god, what did they call themselves? Oh my god. Black Desire, which is my favorite team name, by the way. I've
Oh
ever heard.
yeah.
Oh
Starlight
man.
Kid and Momo Watanabe.
I miss that team so much.
I will say I also love Fukuoka Double Crazy's entrance theme. It slaps.
I'm glad they freaking uploaded them on YouTube finally. I'm actually glad that they're starting to do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When
Because
they I believe it was one of the first ones they did when they uploaded Soriano's theme, I was like instant download.
oh yeah.
That
I
is
don't
like
blame you.
that theme is so like it's, it's like when I listen to that song, I'm thinking like, did Trans-Siberian Orchestra write the song or something?
Oh shoot.
Because that's what it feels like. But It's one of my right now. If somebody had to ask me what was one of my favorite themes in Stardom right now, might be Inferno.
Okay.
Because that song goes hard. Okay. But that or Azumi's theme is another one. Just that police siren at the start, and the cop saying, you know,
Oh yeah.
suspect down, and then it then just goes into this like this rockin' beat.
Yeah.
So, a song that you could play in any club. So
I will say though, like I do miss Micah's old theme. I mean that
I mean the
had
new
been
one's growing on me, but Flower
yeah.
Party is still goated material.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hands down. Hands down.
Like
And
go ahead.
I do tend to Ami Sore's theme has worn on me.
Yeah.
The Bring It On. Whoa.
Yeah,
I love it.
like I mean we can go into some Stardom themes a little bit, but like, you know, I do miss Utami's Crusade theme though, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, that was a banger. That was definitely a banger.
That one, or I think it was called Ride of Flowers. The first one that she had, which is the one that sounded like it was a Naruto theme.
Yeah, that had that kind of rock riff to it. Yeah.
I put that song next to a Naruto intro and just intro and just fit somehow.
Nice.
But yeah. So I thought first night was pretty good for what it was here. Let's go into second night. The first, you can't even review this match. It just didn't last very long. Shirai and Saki Kashima defeated Hazuki and Koga by 11 seconds. I thought it was 5, I thought it was 20, but like,
man,
at first I was flabbergasted by it, but then when I saw where they had to go immediately after the show, I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I'm not that flabbergasted about it anymore.
I just thought it was really funny. Saki Kashima afterwards was like, "Hey, take a bow." Like, yeah, take a bow. I'm just
my
really?
favorite thing about the whole thing was after they lost, they kept the look of what just happened.
Yeah, like did that just really happen?
And
Like,
poor Hazuki, I know she's gonna have to be a heel again in a few months from now, but
and
she
and Shuri had a huge shock on her face. Shuri,
what was it, a planned shock or was she legitimately shocked?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Was it because I mean, if you put her shockness right next to Julia's shockness on NXT, it's probably the same thing. But
Yeah.
But I loved when they were outside and they were still doing like the two count thing, like while walking away with their mouth dropped. Hazuki took a fan's towel and it was like, just put it on the ground. She needed something to throw.
Yeah,
that was funny. That was funny. But the more you think about it, where they had to go next kind of makes sense because they had to immediately leave that show to go to Oz Academy.
Which paid off because they're now the number one contenders.
It's it is difficult. This is why Stardom doesn't really like to do that, booking talent on the same day for another show, while another show is happening with them on it, which is why they don't really do that much with AEW. But that may be a little different because overseas. But you know what I'm saying. Anyways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Waka Tsukiyama and Ryan. Shockingly, this one actually shocked me a little bit more than
the
Saya and Saki and Shuri match.
Yeah,
beating Devil Princess.
Yeah, the New Blood Tag Champs.
Now, what I think this did was, at this point, I think this may be as far as they go when it comes to wins. Maybe.
Well,
I think they've kind of set up the next challengers for Devil Princess.
Yeah, And it'll be interesting to see what happens next for them because their next match is actually November 11th against Crazy Tigress.
Oh, so that's gonna be their first match for Crazy. No, no, actually, no. That I think they're wrestling tonight, aren't they?
Are they wrestling? Are they wrestling tonight?
I don't know. I know Starlight Kid's on the Halloween show, so.
Oh, okay.
I did see it. See that she is wrestling on one of these shows. Some show. One of the. I know there's a
Yeah,
Halloween show tonight. So
yeah, she is. 6-woman tag action.
okay. So is she teaming with Neo Genesis?
Yeah, Miyu and May.
Okay. Who are they facing?
They're facing Hate of Tora, Ruka, and Saya Kamitani.
Okay. So we'll talk. We'll go over if there's any tag league matches happening on that show. So in a second.
There's 3.
All right. We'll go over it in a second here. But yeah, I was surprised by this one.
Same.
Like Devil Princess, like you know how you what's the word I'm looking for? Hype up Fuku Double Crazy a lot because they're awesome.
Yep, one of my faves.
But Devil Princess has grown on me quite a bit. Which when they first were going to team with each other, I didn't know how well they would gel together, and my God. They gel super well together. And again, I wouldn't be surprised or mad if they ended up winning the tournament.
Oh,
now they have to win matches first, but
yeah.
I mean, just because they lost here doesn't mean they're out. They have don't have a chance. They have plenty of chances to get to the top 3. So.
Yeah,
So.
and that's the thing. That still leaves plenty of room, being that top 3 out of both blocks. So
now, let me talk about probably currently my favorite match of the tournament so far. Psy Queen defeating Peach Rock. Oh my God!
Yes,
this match was incredible.
Yes, it was definitely back and forth.
When I was watching this match while typing up some other stuff, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is so good!" And then the crowd was what made it even better than the match. Even though the match was great as it was, the crowd made it even better.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then just when you think Mayu's got the pinfall, Konami comes in with the NWO spray can, which is very weird. I don't understand why the NWO never did that.
Yeah, good point.
So, but Konami does the spray can onto Mayu and gets rolled up by Saya Kamitani for the win. And Psy Queen finally gets on the board with 2 points.
They get on the board.
The first loss of Peach Rock, I believe.
Yeah. Yep. Their first loss.
So, and we'll see what happens with Azumi. So we don't even know if Azumi's gonna get they might still wait on the Azumi match until maybe Dream Queen, but until then, they might actually set up a match between Saya and Mayu for that title. Again, that's assuming Mayu defeats Momo at crossover. So
right.
So then we have the last one, which I'm surprised it didn't go to a time limit draw. It is 15 minutes on there, right?
15. Yes.
So which is quite funny to me that this match ended exactly at 15 minutes.
Yikes.
Where Micah and Hanako defeated O2 Line.
Yeah, did not think I would see O2 Line start off 0-2, but yeah.
But I thought this was a really good match too. Hanako got the pin on Amazaki, which means we have a new challenger for Amazaki, the first challenger for Masada Amazaki. That'd be Hanako.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's a good first challenge. That's a really good first challenger.
so far, I think the tournament is doing good so far. I loved, like I said, the Psy Queen, the first two matches. We're talking about matches that have already happened. Psy Queen Peach Rock is probably my favorite match of the tournament right now, followed by, I want to, maybe Hazuki and Koguma versus BMI 2000.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah, I would
then,
definitely put that one up there.
and then High Mate versus O2 Line. Maybe.
That's a solid 3.
Though I may change that out for Peach Rock and O2 Line. I don't know. The last one. Either way, the O2 Line's in that third spot.
Yeah. Fair.
So, what's happening tonight? Or if the show's happening now, right now. If not, tonight. Or today.
So,
tomorrow. You know what I meant.
So
Tournament
it's
matches,
VOD.
I mean.
So we know it's VOD. Let's see. So matches that we got. So we got a blue block match.
Right.
We got a in faction showdown, Cosmic Angels style, as Poi and Saori Ano will take on Sakura Demon of Yuna and Aya Sakura.
When you said, I'm like, are they gonna face La Runa Mana Runa? Or whatever the hell they're calling that group.
Yeah,
that team that Micah thought was hilariously bad.
Oh yeah, Tokimi Pirin Alamoto. Jesus, yeah, that's a mouthful.
Why can't
but
it be
yeah,
so simple like Devil Princess or Peach Rock or something like that? Why is Tam gonna be so difficult?
But this will be Yuna and Aya's first match of the tournament.
All right.
So, they got quite a tough task with that. So it looks like just one Blue Goddess match.
All right. How many Red Goddess matches?
We have 2.
Okay.
So we got.
As far as I know, none of the red ones have happened yet, right? Oh no, they did. Never mind.
Yeah.
There's only been one so far.
So this ought to be a really good one. We got Peach Rock against High Cup Mate. So that's Mayu and Momo
versus Micah and Hanako.
Micah and Hanako.
That should be very good. Ooh,
yeah.
I would not be surprised to see them. I wouldn't be surprised if High Cup might get to the win there. And mainly because I just want to see Micah versus Mayu Watani at some point. Okay.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I mean, I don't think we've seen because that was a match I thought we were gonna get while Micah was the champion.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Micah was the champion, she beat the big talents like Utami and Sai Kamatani and who else did she beat? Oh, Momo Watanabe. So those 3 names are like the 3 big time names for Stardom, right? So
yeah.
So we unfortunately didn't get the Julia match, which sucks.
Yeah, it would have been really cool if we had gotten that.
I know Julia really because I've heard Julia really wanted to do that match, but with everything that happened, she had no choice in the matter not to do. But which sucks. And I know Mike wanted to do that match too. So, but things happened.
Yes, and then we got one more Red Goddess match. Tokimi Pirin a la Mode, which is Tam Nakano, Sayaka Kurara, will have their first tournament match against my girls, Fukuoka Double Crazy.
Okay, I was about to say if it would be hilarious if they had to face Sayaka Kashima and Shuri, and I would have been like, please, for the love of God, please, let's just have Sayaka Kashima, Ishikaise, Tam Nakano, just to see the internet lose their minds.
Oh, now that match will happen November 23rd. So
Okay, so do you have any predictions for those 3 tournament matches?
So I'm definitely thinking Poi and Saori will
Mhm.
get the win over
Oh yeah.
Sakura Demon.
No, I wouldn't be surprised because we seen because Wakatsuki Abe Rita Rihanna or Rana, whatever. Rihanna. I've said so many names. She's, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Surprises is surprising us in this tournament, so you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
But I do agree. I think Restart's going to get that one there.
Yes. Now between High Cup Mate and Peach Rock,
That one's different. That is difficult. I'm just because I said it already, and I do want to see before supposedly Mayu leaves Stardom. I want to see Micah versus Mayu, so I think Micah pins Mayu in the tournament.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nice.
Just because I don't think that match has happened 1-on-1 yet. So and
Right.
and if Mayu leaves and we don't get that match, I think a lot of people would be heartbroken about that one.
Very much so. Very much so. And then, well, of course, I'm definitely gonna be rooting for Fukuoka.
Who you rooting for? Peach Rock, High Cup Mate. No, we're not rooting for it, predicting. Or rooting for it, either one.
I was actually thinking Hanako was gonna pin Komomo, but I think High Cup Mate does get it, unfortunately.
So are you saying I convinced you on Micah pinning Mayu?
I mean that would be pretty crazy, but I mean it's not.
Also, that's crazy too. Micah, the new locker room leader, pinning the icon of Stardom.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's definitely a big deal.
I mean,
but
it feels like they are placing Micah as the new icon of Stardom. If you notice that.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I believe it.
Yeah, I figure it was gonna either be her or Azumi, one of the two. But yeah,
but Azumi's got years ahead of her. Well, so does Micah. Micah's only what 26. So
yeah.
So, you know.
But yeah. High Mate for the win. And of course, I'm gonna pick Fukuoka Double Crazy over
I am
Tam and
too.
Sayaka.
But you know what? I know I mentioned the Kishikaze earlier. I know Koguma has her own version.
Oh yeah, the Kuma roll.
So give me the Fukuro.
Ah, there you go. There you go. Wait, what?
On Tam.
Hey, I'm down. I'm totally down.
Imagine Tam having to defend the title against Koguma.
Oh, that would be a pretty big deal.
I know Koguma wouldn't win the title, but still. She's got to have some challenges before she gets to December, okay?
Yeah. And I mean, it's not exactly a crazy position for her. I mean, heck, she's been a finalist in the Cinderella tournament. So, I mean, hey.
All right. So Stardom, they got their show coming up. That show, whenever they would come up, we'll see the results probably after this is done with. New Japan Pro Wrestling, time to go there. Before we get the power struggle, let's talk about what's that? What the best? Where's the tournament right now? The Super Junior Tag League. That one.
So the Super Junior Tag League. Let's see. I'm not sure where their next date is. Let me see if I can pull it up. I know today they were at Niigata. So I believe tomorrow they'll be in Toyama.
So I don't have the results in front of me, unfortunately. But
I can.
But I do got the standings though.
Oh, okay, you got the standings. Yeah, same here.
I just don't have the matches in front of me.
I see.
I mean, I do have the one from the day that's on PW Insider's website. But that's about it. Yeah, the one from October, from the 30th.
Yes.
But that's all I got.
So for the 31st, we got um
Well, before you do that, let's go through the current standings as they are. So
okay.
Block A, at the top, Clark Connors and Gerald Maloney at 6 points. We have Robbie Eagles and Fujita. Fujita. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where. I don't know. I tried to say Vegeta and Fujita at the same time, and that came out. They got 4 points, tied with Sho and Kanemaru. I hate Sho so much.
I can't stand House of Torture.
No one can. No one can. Bushi and Hiruma Takahashi's got 2 points, also in that same spot. Dragon Daya, and Taguchi. And then at the very bottom, unfortunately, well, not really. I mean, I kind of saw this coming. No points, Tiger Mask and Captain Suicida. The Block B, we have at the top Yo and Rocky Romero, Ishimori and Robbie Eagles, and Kushida and Kevin Knight all have 4 points. Also tied up in second place. Francisco Akira and TJP. Also the DKC, Ninja Mac, and Paris Lee Silva and Jude London. So those are the current standings right there.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if Clark Connors and Drew Maloney end up winning their block.
Yeah, and they got a very strong chance, even though they did previously lose to the Skateboard Bros. So far,
by the way, currently are the tag team champions. By the way,
that's the
junior tag team champions.
That's the Jet Setters.
Oh yeah, that's what I was. Oh, I was fixing to say the Jet Setters. So
I
was mentioning that.
So technically, in Block A, Lij, Skateboard Bros, and Tiger Mask, Captain Suicida are mathematically eliminated.
Well, I mean, of course, Tiger Mask and Captain Suicida are obviously eliminated.
Yeah, because
they ain't got nothing.
Because Block A, they only have one set of matches left, November 1st. That's the last set of Block A matches.
Yeah, so from what I'm seeing right now, it looks like Block A is going to be Clark Connors and Drew Maloney, and I, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Block B is Robbie X and Ishimori.
They're looking good so far. But they got to face Catch 2-2 tomorrow.
Well, are Catch 2-2 mathematically eliminated or no?
Not yet. Not yet.
Because I don't see Kushida and Kevin Knight winning this tournament because they are the tag team champions.
I don't either.
I just don't like when this is one of the things I did like about Natsuko Tora when she became the champion. She immediately took herself out of the tournament because it made no sense for the champion to be in it.
Right.
I wish New Japan would do the same thing, but they're never going to do that. Yeah. Well, now that I say that, I could Catch 2-2 could actually walk away with it too.
Yeah, I mean, being that they won the tournament last year, I mean, they would have to win out their upcoming 2 matches. I'm hoping for a resurgence from the Velocities, who just defeated Catch 2-2, but I don't know if they're gonna break
much
out.
Much like you last year, I do believe the winners get the title match at Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Yes.
Which is basically how that sets up the other tournament. The winner of.
The World Tag League.
No, not the World Tag League. The other the one Zack Sabre Jr. just won that one.
G1. The G1 Climax.
Yeah, I was trying to think. It was coming to me. That's what I meant. So. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So there's that. So far from what I've seen, the tag league on the New Japan side is looking good. The Goddess Tag League is looking good. So both tag leagues are looking good right now, which is good, thankfully. I would have lost my mind if it wasn't. So let's go into so before we get into the predictions for Power Struggle and Crown Royal, we got the Ice Ribbon news to talk about.
Yes.
So when you brought this news to me the other day, I was like, interesting. So I looked more into it, and when I read the quote from one of the talent, I'm like, oh Lord. So this is from a quote from I don't know if they did the interview or not. No, actually they didn't, but it helped me out a lot. BuddySlam.net. I'm good friends with Cassidy Haynes over there. Shout out to him. Ice Ribbon's Yuki Masahiro.
Yep.
Claims talent wages. She claims talent wages are not being paid, and there's no communication between talent and Ice Ribbon president Katsuhito Gashima. Did I say it correctly?
I believe so.
Anyway, so here's what they said before I read into Yuki's quote here. They said on October 19th, Ice Ribbon star Yuki Masahiro defeated Yuri, I believe that's who it is, to win the Ice Infinity Championship at Kurgan Hall in front of 3,000 fans. We'll leave that. Remember that 3,000 fans, because you told me about that, and when I seen how many people Kurgan Hall fits, I'm like, that's not right. This marks the first time in 23 years. Not 23 years, but I don't know why I said that. This marks the first time that the 23-year-old Masahiro won the Ice Infinity Championship. I believe it's like their world title, right?
Yeah, that's the top title, the Ice Cross Infinity Championship.
Which I don't know. Well, we'll talk about her in a little bit, because I mentioned Julia earlier to one of my friends, and he kind of agreed. It should have been a time of a celebration. This is from reading off of Body Slam. Time for celebration and for the new champ, but unfortunately, that was not the case. Following her win, Masahiro took to the mic and tearfully brought to light a very bad situation that appears to be occurring within the Ice Ribbon promotion. According to Masahiro, the wrestlers aren't getting paid, and all communication between Ice Ribbon President Gashima has been cut off. Here's what she had to say. She said, well, I can't go into details, but we haven't been able to get in touch with him since a month ago, or since last month, or maybe late last month, and all our calls and contacts have been cut off. He hasn't responded to anything, no matter how many times we contact him or called him. He doesn't respond, even though we all contact him. President Gashima, he never responds. So we are all really anxious going into today. What should we do? She says, what should we do? How everyone is naturally really anxious about the president being gone, and yes, we've been putting our bodies on the line, risking our lives to do this. So the fact that the person who's in charge of the money and aspects is gone, I'm sorry, I can't really explain it. I'm sorry. She then goes on to say, I can't say it myself, but that's the situation. Yes, that's why I've been very anxious heading into today. It appears this is what Body Slam then says. This appears to be a very dire situation for Ice Ribbon and President Gashima is nowhere to be found. If new developments within Ice Ribbon doesn't happen soon to ease the worry of talent, we could very well see the end of Ice Ribbon and at least the mass exodus from the promotion. That last line is key because earlier this morning we had just that start happening.
Yep.
It's from Peps. I had to find it from here because this is the only way I was able to find it here. So he pretty much talks about the stuff in there, and then he puts a quote tweet saying, "For talent will effectively leave Ice Ribbon on December 31st at the end of the year.
Yes.
Saran, Mifu Ashida, did I say that correctly?
Mifu Ashida.
Okay. Nanae Furukawa.
Yeah, Nanae Furukawa. Mm-hmm.
And then everybody knows this name. She's the sister of WWE wrestler, former women's champion, Io Shirai, her sister, Mio Shirai. They will be leaving. Miyu is one of the coaches, dojo coaches, while the other three were promising names, including Mifu being seen as a potential future ace of the company. Then I found that the quote that, if I can find it here, about me. Okay, so here's the first one. So Miyu put out a first statement saying, "This was announced during the because I guess there's a tournament going on. There is a tournament going. Okay.
It was a special Ice Ribbon show, not just a dojo show, but it was one of their special shows.
Okay, so Miyu put out a tweet saying, "I referee Mio Shirai will be leaving Ice Ribbon on December 31st. We will provide throughout assistance to ensure that these three people do not end up homeless." Talking about the other talent. She then follows that up with, "There is a possibility that more wrestlers will leave in the future, but we will make sure that none of the wrestlers that will get lost in the professional wrestling world, and we work to make both players wrestlers." I don't know. They always put play. They always translate it to players. Anyways, who are staying and wrestlers who will be leaving happy. So that is basically everything that I've been able to gather on this whole situation. So you are the one who brought me this news. Take it away.
So it definitely pains me, especially considering I will be attending. So their last show of the year is actually on December 31st, Ribbon Mania 2024. It's their big end of the year show at Corcoran Hall.
Right.
So currently, Ice Ribbon is owned and ran by. It was acquired by the management company Rebellion's Company Ltd. back in 2023. The previous owners were Neo Plus, and there have been a lot of negative stories under that management. So now, with the situation that was announced that starting in November, Neo Plus will actually be paying the salaries as per a loan for the wrestlers. So that really complicates things because, I mean, they've been dealing with some financial issues, and not just them, but also there's a basketball team under the same organization owned by the Ice Ribbon president that also owes them money as well. So it's not looking good because now apparently the word is that they're paying the same salaries that they paid to the wrestlers before the takeover of the new president, and that the wrestlers' salaries have tripled. So wrestlers are losing out on money.
And
so
and that first line where I mentioned earlier about the 300 fans, Corrigan Hall fits over almost 2,000 people in that building.
Yes.
There's no excuse for having 3,000 people in that building.
And it was so bad that even there were empty seats in the first and second rows. Like when I what?
Go ahead. I'll look up.
Because I watched the show. I even reviewed the show. But yeah, I was looking at first, and I was just like, wait a minute, they are in Corcoran Hall, right? There was, I had to look at. They are in Corcoran Hall, yeah. And then when I was informed of the attendance, 312, I was like, what? So
Yeah, let me see if I can find. I know Stardom had a show in Kurgan Hall, not even a couple months ago. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to find the freaking show. I know they had one of their big shows in Kurgan Hall, just not that long. You know, actually, let me use Dream Queendom last year as an example, because I know that's where they did that show at. Dream Queendom.
And also,
go ahead.
And also, the 31st show is actually in Corcoran Hall as well. So, but
No, it's
go for
Kurgan
it.
Sumo Hall, but it's still technically it's the same thing. So that show had 3,063 people in there.
Oh wow!
I don't know what is happening. Like, because apparently, based on things that you've told me, the attendance is also down in the Ice Ribbon. To the point where they're running, like, it seemed like they're running shows in freaking, not gymnasiums, but what's the word I'm looking for? It seems like they're like in somebody's basement.
Yeah, and I mean, and the thing is, Ribbon Mania will be in Corcoran Hall, and the only other update with that is Nanae Furukawa, one of the ladies that did announce that will be leaving. She actually gave a shout out to Yuki Manami, who is part of Marigold, who used to be with Ice Ribbon, and she actually wants a match with her in Ice Ribbon before she leaves.
I did mention Julia earlier, and I told somebody and said, and what did I say? I had said, let me see if I can find it here. Let me see if I can find it. I said maybe. First, I said Julia may have seen the writing on the wall when she was there, and then I said maybe Julia leaving Ice Ribbon was not that bad of an idea in hindsight. Because if she saw the writing in the wall, and now that others are seeing what's happening, should tell you something.
Yeah, now that I think about it, because she had to have been under that Neo Plus management. So yeah,
And think
and
about it.
apparently
When she left for Stardom, she got a better payday.
yeah, that's a good point too, because I believe the owner at the time during that period was well, actually still is Hajime Sato,
Right.
but been hearing a lot of negative things about him, and he's been the owner since 2012. So
And because now, if you think about now, Julia, after she left, became a star in Stardom, went over to Marigold, helped that out. She's getting this massive freaking contract with WWE. So,
and see, there was also one other thing to keep in mind.
Right.
All of the contracts under Ice Ribbon end on the 31st. Not just the ladies leaving, but all contracts are up.
I feel like that's kind of similar to how Stardom deals their contracts too, unless or it might be January maybe or February. It's one of those dates because I don't think I think it was, but yeah, the fact that the referee left and the person who basically runs the dojo gone.
Yep.
3 talents gone. One that they've considered to be the next face of the company was leaving. Says a lot.
Yeah, and we're talking at least about 18 active on that Ice Ribbon roster, like including Mio, who has wrestled a little bit, but has mainly been the head trainer and referee. So,
and we mentioned like Julia also, was an alumni, but not only that,
Saran
Ishida wrestled there. Miku Ano.
Ishida, yep.
Yeah, who currently wrestles for Marigold, who's having one of her best runs over there.
Yep.
The legendary Aja Kong wrestled there. Saki wrestled there. So, like we mentioned, Sadiano, Sarai, Tekla, Mai Sakurai,
Riho.
Riho,
And I mean, and
Suzu
the company
Suzuki,
was Suzuki, and the company was originally founded by Emi Sakura. So,
and the fact I do believe I heard something along the lines of her, Emmy, and I guess the guy who owns it had butted heads a few times.
yeah, that's what the word is. Yeah.
So, and now she's doing fantastic job with Choco Pro. So,
Choco Pro.
oh yeah, it's not Nakajima as well. She wrestled there as well. So,
Oh, Arisa Nakajima.
yeah. So,
Oh yeah, good call. Good call.
So, yeah, it's not doing good. So you may be going to their last show.
Yeah, literally maybe the last show of the promotion.
Man, you're going to be there firsthand to see whether or not they can recover. They're probably not going to, but it's not the fact that
it's not looking good.
The fact that their world champion got on the microphone at one of their shows and spilled the beans live. Yeah. I guess I guess it was streamed too.
Yeah, it was live streamed.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that makes it even worse.
Yeah, because like I said, I reviewed it. It was.
I want to know because before you even knew about all this stuff, when all this was said, what was your initial reaction?
First off, I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me! Don't tell me they're gonna cancel Ribbon Mania. I paid for that show."
But you were probably like, you're like, oh my god, what is happening?
Yeah, because I've heard bits and pieces about some of the troubles of Ice Ribbon off and on, because I've only really gotten into Ice Ribbon 2 years ago. That was back when it was Ribbon Mania 2022, when Sari Ano faced the late awesome Asahi, may she rest in peace. But
that's right, she wrestled there. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, that was how I discovered her.
I think she was still wrestling there before she passed, though.
Yes. And yeah, that was really how I got into Ice Ribbon, especially when I found out that they had a streaming service. So,
which is different. Yeah. Which is apart from, where you find Marty Gold and New Japan and Stardom and all that stuff. So, but it is worrisome because this reminds me of, I know they kind of came back, but that time, like it was still during the height of the pandemic, where that tweet came out from Ring of Honor, where they were going on a hiatus and everyone got let go of their contracts, and basically everyone was out of a job during the pandemic. So I know technically fans they were bringing back, like, this is where the restrictions were starting to be lifted, but still was a sucky situation for everybody involved. That's what this kind of reminds me of. Now, yes, technically, I guess you could say Ring of Honor doing okay, but it's not the same Ring of Honor as it was. But my point is,
right.
If the Ice Ribbon thing feels a little bit like that, I would not be surprised in a few weeks if they ended up tweeting out, this is going to be our last show.
Now, I know we're getting ready to enter into November in 2 days. Do you think, and this is probably a long shot, do you think they could get bought out or acquired between now and December 31st?
There's always a chance, depending on who it would. Well, I think the only other. So, all right. So I got a question. Who owns Wrestle Universe?
That is a good question, actually. So it is owned by Cyberfight.
Okay. Because Cyberfight seems like they got a crap ton of money. So
that's a good point too.
They have Tokyo Joshi Pro. They have Marty Gold. They have Pro Wrestling Noah. They have, I believe they have
DDT.
Yeah, they have DDT. They have Sendai Girls. And there's one other one.
Michinoku Pro.
Right. Don't they have
Ganbare.
Huh?
Ganbare.
Yeah. Don't they have Diana too?
Let
me look here.
Yes.
Wrestle Universe.
Oh, and I think they have 01. 01 as well.
There we go. I'm so glad I didn't want to go through their. Okay, so all right. Nope, that's not it.
So they have 8. They have 8 total.
I might as well just go to their website to know, because that's the only way.
Yeah, that's what I did. So they have 8.
Yeah. Okay. So they got DDT, Ganda Pro, Michinoku Pro, Noah, Marty Gold, Real 01, Tokyo Joshi Pro, and Sendai Girls. I wouldn't be shocked because if there's only really 2 big, huge companies in Japan that can buy them out. One being Bushiroad.
Yep, Bushiroad.
But I don't know how. I don't think the Stardom talent would like that very much, like at all.
Yeah, given their history, yeah, that's a fair point.
And now if Julia was there, she sure as hell wouldn't like that.
Yeah. So you're thinking Bushiroad or Cyberfight?
I wouldn't be surprised, because given that the crap ton of money that Cyberfight has to have all those promotions on their streaming site, I wouldn't be surprised if Cyberfight buys out Ice Urban. Now, they might not too, because I don't remember the financial situation for Wrestle One, because they were also on Wrestle Universe at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
So,
and I know from what I've heard, 01 doesn't do as many shows frequently as they used to at one point.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I don't know. Like, that's a good point. I don't know, because yeah, I don't know. If you had to put a gun in my head and ask me, would they get bought out before the end of the year? If they did, I would most likely, it would probably be Cyberfight that bought them out.
Yeah, because I mean, it hasn't even been a year old since they got the overhaul and added Sendai Girls and Michinoku and Mari Gold and 01. So,
and as far as I know, people, like we mentioned, like I don't think, and I can look this up right now, but I don't think Hikaru Ishida's been back at Ice Ribbon lately.
It's been a while. She was a former international ribbon tag champ with Ibuki Hoshi, but that was last year, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I think
so. Okay, so last time she wrestled a match for Ice Ribbon was in March of last year. She teamed with Ibuki Hoshi.
Yep.
And they lost the titles to Maikoto and I'm assuming sister.
Mother.
A mother. Well,
Hoshi.
Anyways, that was the last time that she wrestled on a Ice Ribbon show. So that's, I should tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let's see. So when Suzu was wrestling for Ice Ribbon, was she still doing stuff with Stardom, or was that afterwards?
Oh nah, she wasn't really doing anything with Stardom at the time.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know. A lot of the big names, like we've mentioned, like Shida, Suzu, Mai, Sakurai, and they don't do anything with Ice Ribbon anymore.
Yeah, good point. And
And Julia, for obvious reasons, will never go back to do stuff with them. So
because I feel like the last big high profile match they even
right.
had on Ice Ribbon was, of course, when Mayu defended the IWGP title against Tsukasa Fujimoto, but
that was recently, wasn't it?
a couple of months ago.
Yeah, yeah, Gail. Yeah, that's yeah. It's a strange situation. Because yeah, it's a weird thing if we end the year with losing a Joshi promotion,
Yeah. Ugh.
and not in a good way either.
Right.
Like most of the Joshi promotions that went out of business went out. I didn't. I don't want to say like I haven't heard anything bad about any of the other promotions that went out of business. This one has bad juju. It's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and I mean, with contracts ending, I mean, like I said, they have a good 18, 19 lineup of wrestlers from there. So, I
And
mean,
I'm wondering if this also extends to the staff too, like the people who
yeah,
broadcast the
good call.
shows and do the commentary. Are they also not getting paid?
Yeah,
is it just the talent that's not getting paid? We don't know.
yeah,
We
exactly.
only are basing off what we know that Yuki has said. So
Yeah, and then, the streaming service as well. I mean, could that even continue? Which, I mean, I know it keeps a lot of archives as well, but still, like,
if Cyberfight ends up buying them, they'll go. It wouldn't matter.
yeah, true, because it
So
would all just go to Wrestle Universe. Yeah.
I feel like Cyberfight would. I don't know. But also would Cyberfight want to even get into that whole thing?
That's a good point. All
I
I
mean,
know is I will plan to buy as much merch as I can at the show if possible.
well, now we got to go into predictions here because we've been doing this for like almost 2 hours here, which is
Let's
this is
do
a
it.
big comment here. So let's do. You know what? Let's do Power Struggle first, and then we can do Crown Royal at the end. Which I should bring that show up as well. I should actually have that near me. I do not have that. Do not have that. Oh, they actually have that Wikipedia or has a page up for the ECW show next week.
Oh wow, that was quick.
Let me. Yeah. All right. So Power Struggle. That's happening on November 4th. That's actually this weekend. No, it's actually
Yeah,
Monday. Yeah, you're right.
Monday.
Monday.
Hmm.
We have 7 matches announced. We might have more in a couple of days. So we should actually the tag league finals are actually fixing in the end. What am I talking about? So all right. So we have. Well, we might as well get. Do you want to do a prediction of the tag league finals first?
Sure, sure.
Okay, so I think both of us are in agreement that Drilla Maloney and Clark Connors are going to be in the finals, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
All right, so I'm going to say them, and it's either Catch 1-2 or who did I say? Ishiman and Ishimori and Robbie X, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say Catch 1-2 just so we can have an even heel babyface team there. Um, I think I think I think Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney are gonna win the tag league and get the rematch with uh the what the hell is their name?
The intergalactic jet setters.
Yes, and that's gonna be the match for Wrestle Kingdom.
I'd be down. Um, what I think is going to happen, because I definitely agree with that. Um, I think Roppongi Revice is going to come very close,
Right,
but then they'll lose the deciding match that keeps them out, and that's how Bullet Club Taiji Ishimori, or excuse me, Catch 2-2 finishes off, and that's how we'll get the setup.
Yeah, I do think it's funny that Rocky Romero on certain shows will be a heel, and then in New Japan, babyface.
Yep.
It's weird, and in AEW as well. But so yeah, that. By the way, that tag final, if that ends up being a tag final, should be a fun little match there too. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Hiroshi Tanahashi and Bolton Oleg. This was supposed to be Ishimori, not Ishimori. This was supposed to be Tanahashi teaming with El Phantsmo. But obviously he's going to take some time off first. What did he say? It was lung cancer or something like
that? It was some cancer too. I don't.
I remember I mentioned it a few minutes earlier.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was actually specified. Oh, okay.
Oh, tumor. It was just a little. It didn't say it was a little tumor of cancer.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, anyways, they're taking on Evil and Rin Narita. I see no reason for Tanahashi not to get the win here.
I hope they do. I can't stand House of Torture.
No one can stand House of Torture. I don't even think House of Torture can stand House of Torture.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tanahashi and Bolton Oleg. That's a weird ass name. But yeah, I'm gonna go with that. You agree with me on that one?
Yes, 100%.
IWGP Tag Team titles are on the line. The former TM61. That's yes. Who I know them as, so I'm gonna keep calling them that. That's fine. Mikey Nichols and Shane Hayes, they're gonna take on, which I for some reason thought United Empire split after Will Ospreay left, but I guess not. Great O'Khan and Hanare. I don't see any reason to take the titles off of TMDK.
I'm in agreement. TMDK for the win.
So I don't know who they're going to face in January, but right now, because it could be an awful night for. Oh my God! What is their faction name? Oh my God!
United Empire?
No, the one. No.
The one they're part of.
Yes, Zack Sabre Jr.'s faction.
TMDK.
Oh, well, I guess that's
the mighty don't kneel.
I don't know who they're gonna face, but I don't think it's gonna be. It could be might not be a great night for Zack Sabre Jr. and friends on January 1st. January 4th. We don't know, but as right now, I don't think Team DK is going to lose the titles anytime soon.
It does make me wonder if they're going to do double duty, maybe perhaps Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty, since they're also the strong tag team champions.
Regardless what happens with Zack Sabre Jr. on either on this show or Wrestle Kingdom, whether he loses or wins or retains the title, I do see him working Wrestle Dynasty. So, next up you got Doki. I still can't believe Doki is beat Elder. That still made me up. That makes me mad. Okay.
Yeah.
Junior Heavyweight Championship versus Master Wato.
Yes. The returning Master Wato, who was last year's Best of Super Juniors winner.
Do you think they put the title on Wato?
Oh, man.
At least here. Or do you think they wait?
Well, this is Doki's fourth defense.
Right.
Dang it.
We know how Gato is when it comes to this particular title. He don't like long title runs with this one. So.
Oh man.
I mean, just look like El Desperado. He had like a couple title wins and then lost it via crappy booking, which pissed everyone off.
I'm gonna say Doki escapes, but I won't be shocked if Master Wato wins, mainly because they have his history.
So here's my prediction. I'm going to agree with you on that one. Doki wins here, and I think even though he absolutely needs to get out of that division, I think Doki is going to defend the title against El Desperado in January.
Ooh. Ooh, okay.
I feel like that has to happen.
Okay, get some run back. Okay. I can dig it.
Because, Doki did defeat Desperado for the championship, right?
Yes.
So it makes all the sense in the world to do a rematch.
Yeah.
So I'm recording. Apparently the Dodgers won the World Series.
Yeah, I just saw the X post for that actually.
Wow. Live. Well, that's not live. You know what I meant. So yeah, Doki wins, gets the rematch. Well, he doesn't get the rematch. El Desperado gets the rematch. Well, at Wrestle Kingdom. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if El Desperado wins the title back, either. No,
Yeah,
I don't think he should. He really should be moving on to the heavyweight division. That's just me, but.
Yeah, because I believe he wins. He becomes a 4-time IWGP Junior Champ, I believe.
Well, let's see. Well, let me see who is the one with the most. Well, right now the person with the most championship runs is Jushin Liger. So
Makes sense.
he's got 11. so
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm actually very curious to see who. So the one who's closest to Liger right now is Tiger Mask and Kushida.
Oh yeah.
Desperado. That's actually a good point. Where's Desperado on this thing here? Despy should be on here. Where the hell is he? Is he not on it? Why is he not listed on here? I know he's a champion. I know he's a former champion. What am I looking at here? Hang on. Okay, no, actually, no. He if he beats Doki in February and at Wrestle Kingdom, it would be his 5th reign.
Oh yeah, you're right. Number 5.
Oh, there he is. I see. I was trying to find. I was looking up at the number of reigns. He was like up there. I'm like, what?
Wow. So
he actually. So believe it or not, he's actually is beaten. He's beaten. So he's beaten people like Kota Ibushi, Will Ospreay, Ishimori, and Finn Balor. So.
Wow. And actually, he's
Kenny Omega.
He's currently a 4-time junior heavyweight and junior tag champ.
So again, I wouldn't be surprised if they put the title back on him, but also I don't want them to because I also want him to move on. It is about time that he moves on to the heavyweight division. He's been in that junior heavyweight division for God knows how long.
I mean, he's pretty much done all there is to do in that division.
After Jushin Liger, I would not be wouldn't be opposed to saying he is the ace of that division. So,
because he's won both sets of titles 4 times. He's won a Super Junior Tag League. He's won the Best of Super Juniors tournament. So
So yeah, so we're both in agreement with Doki here. Getting a win here. By the way, I know I've mentioned El Desperado, but who do you? Let's say he goes to Wrestle Kingdom as the champion. Who do you see seeing Doki defend the title against?
Oh man. Well, one, definitely not Hiromu. His name better not even be in the air for that.
I think it's time for Hiromu to chill on that title for just a little bit. I feel like every time somebody else has moved on for something, the next person somehow ends up being Hiromu Takahashi. And don't get me wrong, we love Hiromu, we do. But
you know what?
Yeah,
I got it. Somebody that just recently finally beat him 1-on-1, TJP.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that because I don't see him winning the tag league. So
right.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because he did beat him in the Best of Super Juniors tournament.
Yeah, I could see that. So all right, that's not bad. You got TJP, I got El Desperado, so that's fine. you know. But if they end up being TJP, I don't know what the heck they're going to do without Desperado on that show. Because I just don't see them leaving him off that show. So, but this was an interesting one here. David Finlay defending the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. They got way too many titles.
Yeah, they do.
This title, I feel this title for sure was really unnecessary to have. Against Taichi. Taichi, who's gotten super over lately in the crowd. I believe he got over in that match with, oh my god, who was the IWGP? Was it Sonata at the time?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, that's right. People were like cheering for him to win the championship. I knew they weren't going to, but yeah, I don't know. This one's interesting. Who do you got for this one?
So David Finlay's 4th title defense.
I believe, isn't he the only champion?
Yeah, so far the
no,
only
actually,
champion.
that's not. No, Nick Nemeth was the champion at one point.
Oh yeah, that's right. Good call. I forgot. So he's a 2-time champ. Personally, and I know Taichi hasn't really had a lot of singles title love outside of the KOPW and the never open weight title. So
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna have to say David
no,
Finlay
he was
retained.
also the provisional champion too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to say David Finlay retains.
All right. I'm trying to figure out who would David Finlay defend that title against in January, because basically you got this show and then you got a Start crossover, and I don't know if there's going to be a big show in between crossover and Wrestle Kingdom. I don't think there will be. So you gotta wonder who on that. I mean, I don't know.
The only one off the top of my head that they might possibly revisit, because they did kind of do a little storyline with it, involving his kids.
Right.
Perhaps Hiroki Goto gets another shot, but
yeah, they got to give Hiroki Goto something at this point.
Dude, I've been wanting him to have a IWGP World Title run for like ever, but I doubt it's going to happen.
I wish they would just bring back the Intercontinental title.
Same.
Like,
I mean,
like, who was it that it was Naito that didn't want that title to get to be basically deleted. He had an issue with it, like everyone else did.
yeah.
And you know, and when they did the whole thing with the US and UK title, everyone, including me, you were probably like one of those people too that thought, oh, they're bringing back the IC title, aren't they?
Yeah.
Nope, that's not what happened.
Because
I still can't believe they got rid of the two of the most beautiful looking titles that company's ever had.
Yeah, and I really feel like, I mean, if we're going based off accolades, I mean, why not Goto? I mean, we're talking somebody that's won a New Japan Cup 3 times, won a G1. So,
I actually forgot he won a G1.
Oh yeah, 08.
Oh my god, that was a long time ago.
Oh yeah, his rivalry with Katsuyori Shibata and even with Tomohiro Ishii was one of my favorite Goto rivalries. Like, I mean, I've never seen any other wrestler do a GTR, and when I first saw that finisher, I was like, that is like one of the most deadliest finishers I've ever seen.
Yeah, I can see them giving Goto possibly a match or something on that show. He's got to do something on that show.
Because I mean, he's still in excellent shape, but he is 45. But like, he's proven, like, get him out of the tag division. Don't get me wrong, I love Bishamon.
Bishamon's one of my favorite tag teams. So,
but like, I've been wanting a Goto heavyweight title run for like ever. Like, he's one of my favorites.
I just want a singles title run with a Goto is what I want. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with David Finlay here. You're gonna go with David Finlay here as well. Poor Taichi. It's not that poor. You'll be teaming with Natsupoi in a few weeks after that. So maybe it's not all that bad.
Yeah.
So a match that's probably gonna unfortunately determine the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. Part of that Wrestle Kingdom main event. I don't have any interest in this match at all. Sonata versus Shota Umino.
Well, shoot.
Part of me wants it to be Sonata, so I don't have to see Shota Umino in a main event again, in a main event Tokyo Dome match. Because, and I've said this for months now, if it's not going to be Shota Umino versus Jon Moxley, I do not care for Shota Umino in the main event. They had the opportunity to do Shota Umino in the main event, and then they put the title back on Naito for some reason. So.
Don't get me wrong. I like both guys, but I got a feeling.
I'm gonna go with Sonata here.
I just have a strange feeling that Shota Umino is gonna win.
I do too, but my gut says Shota Umino. My heart says Sonata.
Fair enough.
Main event, which to me should be the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. I don't know why they're doing this match right now, but I'm not the booker. I wish I was, because then this match would not be happening here. If I had it my way, the main event of Wrestle Kingdom would be Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shingo Takagi.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
I mean, this is more of a Wrestle Kingdom main event than the Power Struggle main event. Am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah. Well, so wait, is the finals not the main event?
I'm going to assume probably not.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But I really want to see Shingo get a proper one with the title in front of fans. I really do. Like fans that are actually going to be able to make noise. Because he technically got screwed over, basically, if you really think about it, with his title run. Sure, it was a great title run. One of the best runs in that title's history. In this version of the IWGP title, that is.
Right.
But he couldn't. He had to perform in front of clap fans. He didn't get to do. He didn't get to have the. Well, I wouldn't say Naito's run. That's kind of underdoing Shingo there. He didn't get to have the type of run that someone like, I want to say, Jay White got to have, if that makes sense. Right. Or who was the one that recently who held the title that was able to hold it in front of fans that got to make noise? Was that Jay White?
I think it was Jay White. Yeah.
Okay. This one's tough. I know who you're gonna pick. All right, but if you really think about it, this is a really tough match to call.
It'll definitely be hard hitting. Definitely.
Oh, it's gonna be. I know it's gonna be great because their last match they had in the G1 was fantastic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Shingo Takagi is one of my favorite wrestlers on the planet, and so is Zack Sabre Jr. I love both of these guys.
Yeah, been following Shingo since his Dragon Gate days.
Man, and he has like, I believe he has like maybe 2 or 3 match of the candidates already in the bag.
Oh, I believe it.
Obviously, the match with Zack Sabre Jr. and I don't think it was not the final. No, it was the finals, wasn't it?
Yeah, he also had one with Will Ospreay, Best of Super Juniors finals.
Yeah. Who? Zach or
Shingo.
Shingo? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't. No, I was that last year. Zach wrestled Will Ospreay. I think that was last year, wasn't it?
I believe that was last year.
Okay. So, because also Shingo had that, in my opinion, was a match of the year candidate with Bryan Danielson Forbidden Door. So,
Yeah.
This is a tough. Oh man.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm gonna go there. Shingo Takagi. I'm going with Shingo.
Oh snap!
Oh man, that was difficult because I listen. I understand where you're coming from with Zack Sabre Jr. I do, but I did make a great case for why I why I want Shingo to be the champion. Right?
I mean, it's a great case considering, like, personally, I'm just sick and tired of seeing him win the never openweight championship, but because
I
he's won
still
that
want him
title
to
enough
lose
times.
this match and to go right back to the never openweight championship. Okay.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
You know what? You actually, I thought about this. If Shingo loses here, actually, you know what? He never. I know you mentioned Goto, but what about Yota Tsuji facing David Finlay?
Yota Tsuji, yeah, that would actually be really
I feel
good.
like they've been teasing that.
And Yota Tsuji's stock has gone way up, especially since returning from excursion, winning the New Japan Cup, and just
and his performance in the G1 as well.
Yeah,
Got
definitely.
almost all the way to. He almost got to the finals, made it to the semifinals. Had that awesome match with Takeshita.
Oh yeah, oh yes. And I know he beat my boy Goto for the New Japan Cup, but
Yeah,
I
let's be honest though. Yota Tsuji absolutely deserved that New Japan Cup win.
He did.
So, if you weren't going to give him the G1, New Japan Cup is the best thing, next best thing. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is one of the few times we actually have a opposite. Actually, no, we actually went. No, you also went with Shota Umino on the other one. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our predictions for that show. Which I think Power Struggle should be a great show. Hopefully.
Oh yeah.
There's always that 1%, that 1% chance that Gato decides to say, "Hey, we're gonna have a terrible show."
It's not impossible.
Yeah. All right, we got Crown Jewel this weekend. Show that I'm on paper, actually does slap. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it that. Yeah.
So I don't think this is going to be the main. I don't think these Crown Jewel matches are going to be the main event. These Crown Jewel Championship matches are going to be the main event, especially when they decided to wait until before SmackDown isn't even aired to announce the 6-man tag match. I don't know why they did that, but so we have actually we'll get to the non-title matches first.
All right.
Seth freaking Rollins versus Big Bronson Reed. I'm hoping this match still takes place because the way they did that awesome brawl on Raw, it kind of made it feel like this match may not happen, but I hope it does because I'm looking very forward to this one.
Same.
First of all, what do you think about the resurgence of Bronson Reed so far?
I've liked him ever since.
I know. I mean like him going from what he was doing on the main roster to I'm just gonna wreck crap every week.
Yeah, and my stock in him rose like way up, especially ever since he beat Okada. So I've been
guys,
on the Bronson.
Did you know that he beat Okada in the G1? By the way.
Yes, he did. Clean.
Yeah, that's a rare thing. Okada doesn't lose clean, so I'm just saying. Well, that's a lie. But he rarely loses clean. Is the point we're trying to make here.
Right.
But I've always liked Bronson Reed, but since he has moved, since the whole they started ever since they did the whole thing with, they started listening this as like this is a new WWE. Bronson Reed has become one of the highlights of Monday Night Raw.
Oh yeah, good point.
The mini feud with Braun Strowman was great. The stuff he was doing with Oh my God, what was he doing? The feud before that. Who was he feuding with? Oh my God. I think it was Sheamus, wasn't it? It might have been Sheamus. Anyways, that was great stuff. The brawls to the outside, and I listen. I love Michael Cole, I do, but Joe Tessitore is doing a great job making it seem like this guy needs to be stopped. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this match. I think Bronson Reed is getting the win here if this match takes place, because you do not build this match up and for Rollins just to come back and beat him.
See, that's what I'm hopeful for, but my gut is telling me some way, somehow Seth Rollins is going to pull this off. But I will be rooting for Bronson Reed, but I just got that feeling Seth Rollins is going to win.
Match is going to be great though. I know the match is going to kill it. So
yeah,
a match that I'm very interested to see how this goes out, because I love how they're positioning Kevin Owens right now. With him almost like, he's like a threat to the company now, is what they're kind of, and I love that, because I love how they did it. At first I didn't understand it, but then the more I thought about it, when they did the heel turn off camera with Cody Rhodes, which was actually really genius that they did it that way. And then Randy having to call out Triple H, who didn't want to go out there and be like, I'm not protecting Kevin Owens from you. I'm protecting. I'm not protecting Kevin Owens to protect Kevin Owens. I'm protecting Kevin Owens from you.
Yeah.
Because I think we're gonna see NXT version of Kevin Owens on Saturday,
which would be sweet.
So I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens to get the win here.
So I'll be honest.
Some way, shape, or form, I think Kevin Owens is gonna win here, or they might just go to a no contest.
So in my original prediction, which I've already uploaded, I did pick Randy Orton.
Right.
But after kind of discussing with some friends and just seeing how things have kind of gotten up to this point, I decided I'm gonna switch my pick to Kevin Owens. I have this feeling that they gotta keep that heel turn pretty, like, because it still seems kind of fresh. But you also want to keep it strong as well.
Also, because Kevin Owens seems to be, because I know they're really holding out on the Randy Orton Cody match, which we know is coming.
Yeah.
But it does seem like the next one in line to face Cody Rhodes after the show is Kevin Owens. Even though I know we just saw it at Bash in Berlin, even though it was a great match, that was technically still babyface Kevin Owens, but now we got heel Kevin Owens, and the talk is that they're going to do this match at what's the show that's coming up? Not the pay-per-view, but Saturday night's main event. Which is, if that's the case, that's that's a big match to have on that show. So I would keep Kevin Owens strong here, because there's that. Okay, so I'll save the main event for the big match for the last, because I think the Bloodline match is going to be the main event of the show. So I'm going to save that there. We got title matches now to talk about. We have the Fatal 4-Way match for the women's tag team titles, which for once I'm actually looking forward to a women's tag team title match on a show. Imagine that. We've got the champions, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, taking on the Sky Pirates of Io Sky and Kairi Sane, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackin, who's been not lighting the world on fire, but impressing a lot of people is what I was saying. Impressing people is what I was trying to come up with. And Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, who Chelsea Green is one of my MVPs of 2024, by the way. I just want to point that out there.
Interesting. Okay.
When it comes to WWE, obviously, but okay. So I know who I'm picking, but who you going with here?
Well, being that it is a fatal 4-way match and that the champions don't have to be pinned,
Right.
this is probably the best way that will keep them strong. But I do see maybe this is the opportunity to finally put those titles on the Sky Pirates without having to pin Jade and Bianca. So
I mean, because I
Sky
know
Pirates.
I know metaphor is getting, this is basically WWE's way of giving people a little taste of Jakara Jackson last night before they eventually make it to the main roster. So they're not. I don't think they're winning the tag team titles here.
Right.
As much as I love Piper Niven and what they're doing with Chelsea Green, I don't think they're winning the titles back. They keep every time the Sky Pirates are on television, they keep Joe Tessitore and even when Michael Cole was on commentary, they keep mentioning the fact that even though they both have won tag team gold as with other people, they've never won tag team titles as a team in any company.
You're right. You're right.
And right now, based on what we heard of Rhea Ripley, that idea of Io Sky winning the Royal Rumble, which should be the plan, in my opinion, as may not be happening. I think the Sky Pirates are going to win the tag titles here. Now there's a good chance that Jade and Bianca retain here because I do think the plan for WrestleMania is to do Jade versus Bianca.
Pull the trigger then. Okay.
But when they do that, I don't know when they're going to pull the trigger on that. I mean, they could pull that trigger in the Royal Rumble. Who knows? But my heart says okay. So my heart says Sky Pirates. My gut says Jade and Bianca.
I see. Fair enough.
So there's that. Should be fun though, because not the biggest Jade fan, but she does intend to have some good matches come out of her sometimes. Again, also not the biggest Bianca fan, but I know that she's had great matches. Just like this year on Raw, had one of the best TV matches that with Io Sky just randomly having a banger of a match on Raw, just out of the blue.
Oh yeah.
And again, love Chelsea Green, love Piper Niven, but they're not winning the tag titles.
Agreed.
So, triple threat match for the not the Intercontinental Championship, but the United States Championship. LA Knight, Andrade, and Carmella Hayes. This match obviously happened because they were doing their final match of the 7 series between Carmella and Andrade, which I thought was the weakest of the 7 matches that they've had. With LA Knight as the special referee, and obviously we know how that ended. Which obviously we all knew this was going to a triple threat match. It was very much obvious at that point.
But it was brewing.
Oh, this is tough. So I wouldn't be shocked if they had Carmelo Hayes walk away with the United States Championship, even though they just put the title on LA Knight though.
Interesting.
But I'm not saying I'm not. I like what they're doing. I like the fact that LA Knight's we had a champion that's on television every week. LA Knight's doing great stuff with that title. I just wouldn't be surprised if Carmelo Hayes wins it, and then they officially do another rematch for match 7, and it's Andrade and Carmelo singles match for the title.
I'm gonna say LA Knight retains.
Okay. Poor Andrade. Andrade's got to put the fries in the bag, as Carmelo said to him.
Yeah, and of course somebody who has won this title before. So,
by the way, I just want to say somehow, like I feel like, and I said this the other day. I jokingly said this, but you never know. I said, just make speed titles for everyone now.
God!
Because now, if you notice, somebody gets a speed tile, they're getting television time.
which is true. Yeah,
Andrade is
that is
getting television time, having banger matches almost every week with Carmelo Hayes, outside of this past week, and then Candice LeRae is now getting television time. So, which is great. I'm glad she's getting television time instead of being sit backstage doing nothing. So,
good call.
the match I'm not really giving a crap about, even though I like what Nia Jax has been doing. The women's crown jewel match these two crown jewel title matches mean nothing, but Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, I think Nia Jax may win this one.
Because I have a feeling that Dom or some form of the Judgment Day will interfere. I'm actually going Liv. As much as I hate to admit that, yeah.
Now, the elephant in the room is whether or not Tiffany Stratton is going to try to attempt to cash in.
Which I think is very possible.
Because I do think now she could be the first woman to cash in at WrestleMania. That's also a possibility. But one way or another, she's going to be involved with one of the title pictures at WrestleMania. I'm almost guaranteedly positive on that one.
Yeah, and figuring the fact that both champions are vulnerable, she could.
I'm going to go with Nia Jax here on that one. On that one, they're both heels. This is a heel versus heel match. I don't know why they're doing it, but anyways,
True.
And then Gunther versus, I almost said Rey Mysterio. Gunther versus Cody Rhodes, WWE champion, world heavyweight champion. I'm gonna go with Gunther via Kevin Owens interference.
Oh, I did not think about that. I actually did not think about that. Part of me was like, "There's no time limit draw in WWE, is there?"
Yeah, I wish they would do a time limit draw for at least championship matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gunther not retaining. There's no title on the line. Well, there is, just not his title or Cody's. Gunther wins. Kevin Owens gets involved.
Dang, that kind of threw a wrench into my idea, but yeah, I'll just stick with it. Yeah, I'm going Cody.
Yeah, because right now Gunther has nothing. Isn't really doing anything like storyline wise. Cody is technically in his storyline with Kevin Owens. So
yeah.
And then right after Gunther, so this is very interesting because Gunther after this, because Damian Priest wants a rematch. He wants his rematch with him.
Yes.
But also there's been that rumor going around that they want to do a big match for Gunther at Survivor Series with CM Punk. So we'll see. If they do the match with Gunther and CM Punk, I don't see Punk winning the title, at least right now. Because for some reason I have this weird feeling that I don't think Gunther's going to go to WrestleMania as the champion.
Interesting.
I have this feeling that Triple H is going to go back to doing the match he was going to do this year, which is Rollins and Punk for the title. And then I think that's when, because I think when they do Punk and Rollins, should be beating Rollins at that point. So, because we don't, and people are asking, well, why isn't Punk doing the show? Well, Punk doesn't like Saudi Arabia, so that's why. So, he won't be on Raw either because I made that mention that he'll be back on Monday, and then I looked at the thing. I'm like, oh, that's right, they're double taping Raw. They're doing a Raw taping on Sunday in Saudi Arabia, so he'll be back the following week. But yeah. So you got I got Gunther, you got Cody. So
yeah.
Now, a lot of people are debating this match should be the event of the show. This title match is not going to matter 48 hours after the show is over with. So,
True.
so the match that's realistically going to end the show, because it's the show, it's going to be the match that sets up War Games. Roman Reigns and the Usos versus Tama Tonga Loa, and or Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. We don't know if Jacob Fatu is going to even be allowed in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, this weirdly, I don't know why they would, because this match, so they basically set this match up on the taping on Friday.
Yes,
but it wasn't. But they hadn't aired it yet. For some weird reason, WWE thought it was a great idea to, hey, let's announce this match. Even before Jey Uso went to talk to Roman Reigns to squash the beef.
Yeah.
That it still mind boggles me that they did that. But in order for this to make any sense for them to be a War Games match, Solo Sikoa and Solo Sikoa's bloodline has to win this match.
Yeah.
Because if Roman and the Usos win, Roman would have beaten the new bloodline 2 straight pay-per-views. And at that point, why even bother with a War Games match?
Yeah. I definitely agree. The current bloodline picking up the win, which it'll be interesting to see which 3 they go with, because I mean, technically,
I'm gonna assume it's gonna be the 2 of them are gonna be Solo and Tama. So
I see. I do also wonder if maybe perhaps afterwards, like despite the bloodline getting the victory, if this is where either there or sometime afterwards, maybe that's how they introduce Hikuleo.
Well, I don't know, because I think Sami Zayn is going to be more involved with the storyline than Hikuleo is.
Yeah,
because they did have Sami talking to Solo, and the Usos saw it happen.
That is true. That is true, and they could do a swerve with that.
But I think now, because originally I thought before this, it was going to be Cody, Roman, KO, and Manny versus the Bloodline, but now it's obviously going to be OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline.
Yes.
To me now, it's going to be Roman, Usos, and Sami versus Solo, Tama, Tonga, and Jacob Fatu. So that's 3. If Jacob Fatu is allowed in Saudi Arabia, then it's going to be Solo, Tama, and Jacob.
Oh, that's a good point. I totally forgot about that. That's a good point.
I think Solo's going to get the win for his team. I originally thought they were going to have a pin Roman, but I don't think that I can't think of having them pin Roman right now. I think Solo's going to pin Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, I could see that, actually. I can definitely see that.
I'm just looking forward to seeing Jacob Fatu in War Games. Like, hey, see what he's gonna do. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and I've watched him ever since back in MLW, so I've gotten quite a liking to him.
Though I'm not entirely sure they're gonna do a women's War Games match, because the who I thought was gonna be the team captain is out of commission now. So, man, because I saw a great graphic going around. I think I shared this with you of Rhea. You have Team Rhea of Rhea, Julia, Stephanie Vicure, and Zarya versus Liv, Jade, Roxanne, and Raquel.
Ooh.
And I saw that. I'm like, after last night's events, I can totally see that being the War Games match.
That would be a pretty sick War Games match.
Now, there's every possibility that Rhea Ripley just shows up on Raw this coming Monday. Yeah, that is the predictions for Crown Royal and Power Struggle. I'm trying to see if there's any more news that's come out, because I swear to Christ, if I'm doing a thing and there's some news here, Saran just tweeted.
Yeah, she's been going really hard on her training during her recovery. That woman just.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the picture, for some reason I was like, why is Micah using Ami Sorei's Twitter account?
But
yeah, because she got the red hair now, and for some reason I legit thought that was Micah for a second.
But more and more, I can see why her nickname is God's chosen big girl.
Oh my God, what's Momo doing? Oh my God. Oh God, speaking of Micah, her and Micah are on a freaking rock cliff right now.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
Bro, don't y'all fall off of that damn thing.
Please don't. Please don't.
Okay, if anybody heard that sound, I accidentally played their video. I didn't mean to do that. So let's see if anything else is in before we get out of here. Let's see. Oh my God, people have already started making memes of the Stephanie Vicure profile picture when it says no bitches.
Oh
great.
my God.
I figured that was gonna happen. Okay, this is funny. So apparently Jack Perry got choked in the hallway on television. I'm like, it's not the first time he's had somebody choke him against the wall.
Definitely not the first. Most likely not the last, that's for sure.
Well, before we get out of here, what did you think about the segment involving the ladies last night on NXT?
Straight fire. I mean, Jordan Grace showing up.
Right.
I thought it was pretty interesting seeing Kalani Jordan first show up to align with Zarya.
Right.
And then, of course, Julia, Stephanie joined the fray. And then Jordan Grace. And I'm just like, oh, this is just straight fire.
So the Jordan Grace thing, originally that was a pitch made for Lita to be a part of that, because obviously Lita is a former ECW alumni.
Yes, she is.
But listen, I love Lita. I really do. She is one of my all-time favorite female wrestlers. I think Jordan Grace is a better option.
Yeah, which I do look forward to meeting her at WrestleCade next month. So
Jordan Grace or Lita?
Lita.
Oh, I was like, wait, what? But
yeah, I've met Jordan Grace already, but yeah.
But I don't see anything else news-wise. I don't see anything else on Ice Ribbon either. So I guarantee you, after we end this, something crazy is gonna break. I bet. That happens all the time.
Yeah, but I'm a live it up as best as I can when I go to the show.
So, Io's flexing that money already again. Bro, she's on her first class jet already.
The trend I see with Io, show up, have great matches, look good, break the internet, rinse, repeat.
She's very good at that.
Yeah, very good, very consistent.
She's basically telling you, look, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm getting bukus of money, and I'm having banger matches. You try being me for chance.
And the crazy thing about it, I remember back to that no makeup interview, her talking about she has no makeup, she has no confidence. I'm like, that's bull crap.
No confidence. Girl, we see you flexing the stuff you've been buying with this new contract that you've signed. Okay.
And it's like everybody says the same thing. Like, it's so hard to believe because, you got some of those ladies that idolize Io, like for what she's done in Stardom and just like
in wrestling in general.
in general. I mean, there's a reason why she was like the highest, like top rank back in Japan, and then now come here and not slowing down. So,
Speaking of Io, I can tell you Io's very happy that the Dodgers won the World Series.
oh yeah, that's right,
And
Mr.
she's a big fan of
Otani.
oh my god, what is his name?
Shitaro Otani.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. Apparently Adam Cole had a bizarre match tonight.
Yeah, defeated Buddy Matthews and will face Malachi Black next week.
Man, if Malachi Black just actually does the job for Adam Cole, it should tell you something.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Adam Cole's beaten Malachi yet. In singles matches, that is. Because I know they had that awesome Extreme Rules match in Philadelphia a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I don't think there is. I just think it's funny that posted a photo of herself getting off a jet in Saudi Arabia. Because of course she would. Of course she'd flex herself there. I believe she said she's got a first class jet now.
Oh man,
which she's probably sharing with Kyrie because that's how selfless she is towards her best friend.
Yeah, with her best friend.
So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to talk about here tonight. We basically talked about everything that there needs to be talking about here. I know the other day I almost tweeted to Asuka that was her birthday, and I had to look what her birthday was. I'm like, wait a minute, her birthday isn't until a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, good point.
So I have that tweet scheduled, so when it becomes her birthday, it will go out. So yeah.
Sounds
good.
Yeah.
So I think that's about all I got here. You want to plug your stuff before I plug my stuff and then the Iron Roses stuff that I got to do?
Sounds like a plan. So, you can find all my socials. I actually do have them tied to a link tree, which you can go to linktr.ee/BlitzBallChamp Gaming for each of my socials.
Yeah, send me that link so I can put in the description.
Yes, I can do that for you right now. Nice and fresh for you. It includes my YouTube, which is at BlitzBallChamp, Twitter, at BlitzBallChamp as well, Facebook, BlitzBallChamp Gaming on Facebook, and BlitzBallChamp on Twitch as well. So
you can find me obviously on here because you obviously if you wouldn't be watching this if you didn't find me on here on YouTube. I might not put this one up on the other platforms because I just don't feel like doing a lot of editing for that tonight. So this would be the first and probably only time the Piledriver Pulse will be on exclusively on YouTube. Don't make this won't be a regular thing, but obviously youtube.com/@Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I believe that's the URL. I also have a link tree which I always put in the thing here, which has my socials: Piledriver Pulse, Twitter, Instagram. Which I still, for some reason, I don't know about you, but are you having trouble like uploading things on Instagram?
It's been hit or miss.
Because it'll take forever to load, and then it won't just send anything. So, I do have a Facebook, but I don't, use it because who uses Facebook in 2024? I think I have something else. I guess not, but my friend has, like I mentioned, her incredible band that she's put together. Yumi Nakamura, Iron Roses. If you're into the J metal stuff or steampunk metal, she's got you covered.
There you go.
Iron Roses released a song earlier today, which she told me she listened. It's a bonus track that's going to be on the next album, which is called, the song is called Break the Chains, which is a dope name for a song title, first of all. Secondly, it's a dope song, which is up on YouTube. You can check that out as well. And then yesterday or the day before, released a non-album single called Crimson Serenade. Is one of the best endings I've ever heard. A song that I've ever heard. Just banger. And she's actually open to, hopefully, she's trying to get any of the Joshi talent to use her music. So, which, I mean, if you listen to some of their songs, you heard, like, I don't know, Micah come out to one of them. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, so you can find their social media at Iron Roses _Japan over there. Same thing on Twitter. Or not what Twitter. What's this? YouTube. That's the platform. They got a Bandcamp up. Pre-ordered the Steam Heart Chronicles second album. They got they recorded so much material in 1 year. They said, let's just make it 2 albums. So, yeah, it's up there now. You can get their first album, Chronicles of Chaos, which came out in June, I believe. You'd have to ask her that. Yeah. Looking forward to playing some of her music on my show. So, yeah. So,
that's what's up.
Yeah. So, yeah, this was fun. I didn't think I'd be able to do the Piledriver Pulse with somebody, but I'm glad I've been having somebody to have a discussion with on here. So
this was great. This was really great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is probably the longest Piledriver Pulse I've had. So 3 hours. So yeah,
time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. So I will be back here on Friday for maybe, I don't know, depending on how good the show is. I don't know, maybe for SmackDown. I didn't get to mention this on Tuesday or Monday because I forgot. I don't know why I didn't think about this, but so no review on Saturday because it's the Crown Jewel show. Now that I found out that Raw is going to be a show in Saudi Arabia, I'm not going to review Raw this weekend, this coming Monday for that particular reason. So after SmackDown, if I decide to do SmackDown, I will be back here for NXT. So that show is going to be huge.
Yes, NXT 2300.
What am I talking about? That show's going to be on Wednesday. What am I talking about?
Yes, Wednesday show, special show time.
I'm not looking forward to Tuesday regardless. So, for obvious reasons, phone calls are going to be ringing all day. Yeah, check out Jason, his stuff. He does watch-alongs, gameplays, anything that relates to the Joshi scene.
Oh yeah.
And occasionally I'll pop on his show. He'll pop on mine. It's like a collaboration stuff. But yeah. Yep. Until then, we're out.
Later, folks.